prayer. This could kill Manx when it registers.
When it registers, look, they know it's lagging. Look!
He's on the back burner now. Needs to hit a VLS spec big. 17 gets his.
How did I link this? This is so old. I remember this song.
One back off prayer. This could kill Manx when it registers.
When it registers, what the? Look how laggy it is. The hit didn't even spawn.
I'm watching a reaction to a reaction. To a reaction.
I can't do this today. I can't do this today, bro. I can't do this today. I can't do this today. I waited too long. I spent 3 weeks. I spent 3 weeks waiting for this. I did 14 hours, 16 hours every single day. I skipped.
That's his podcast producer. Oh, gotcha.
The jam for this. I lost 10 pounds for this.
Trauma dump method is unpatched.
I'm a virgin too.
Shut the up. No, you are not.
Well, I am, I swear.
What the happened?
Nah, just growing up, I was just like, growing up, I used to eat in like the bathroom stalls and stuff. And then I would sit by myself.
No, you didn't.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ. The guy went hard.
I don't know that it's
Bill Nye?
your job in the way that it would be a journalist's job to ask particular questions of
This is a month old.
political figures. But in your interview with Donald Trump, do you feel like you did sort of
Softball?
the necessary work of asking him difficult questions?
Do you think that's necessary?
Yes.
I will answer in a second, but like, why is it? Oh, well, that's assuming that I didn't ask the difficult questions. So again, I don't know like what you think the goal of journalism is specifically. Is it to ask the things you're curious about? Do you have a responsibility for your audience within the New York Times? Do you have a responsibility for the New York Times audience? Do you have a responsibility for casual people that sometimes, like, how many people are you responsible for? Are you responsible for people in Dubai, China, Japan? They might have certain curiosities that you didn't address. Like, at one point, you're going to let somebody down. What I'd like to see more is people asking the questions that they are curious about themselves.
I take back everything I said about CEOs and high payment under capitalism and all this bullshit. It's bullshit. We should just have socialism. I am a socialist. I changed my mind on all of it. The reason why we get paid millions of dollars to do what we do is because you have so much influence on so many people that listen to you, right? It's part of the agreement, right? Like, you have high compensation because a lot of people are listening to you because you can be really influential. You can swing things one way or another. If you want to say, well, what's my job? I don't know. Well, what's my response? That's fine. Put the fries in the bag. Donate half your salary or 90% of your salary. Like, you don't deserve to be in any position where people are listening to you. If you have no response, you think you have no responsibility for your messaging or what you're putting out into the world, then why the fuck are you even being paid so much for it? It just feels fucking stupid to me.
China, Japan, they might have certain curiosities that you didn't address. Like, at one point, you're going to let somebody down. What I'd like to see more is people asking the questions that they are curious about themselves instead of trying to pander to what their audience.
But you did pander, right? You left with 7 loads of Trump cum, like, coming out of both sides of your fucking digestive system. You were drooling it out and smearing it all over the fucking seat.
Is curious about. And for me, with the Trump interview, I had 3 things I wanted to ask him about. And I asked him those things. And that's what I felt was responsible.
And for people who didn't see it, what were those 3 things?
Protecting IVF. My wife and I had a baby through IVF, and it was really important to me that he would, do something to make sure that was protected, especially with the abortion bans. And he specifically said that he would, and the federal government would make sure that it was protected. Let's see if that actually happens. If there's federal, support for people that are going through it, like, that was crucial for me. For me, it was, empathy for illegals that are here, that are not breaking the law, that have been working here in a pathway to citizenship, which it doesn't look like has been happening. This is very disheartening for me. And then end to the foreign wars. I think it's really hard for Americans specifically to be struggling so much. And then the perception of all this money leaving the country to go fight these wars in places that we'll never go visit. I think that's hard for Americans, like, really difficult. And you start to feel like you're left out. So yeah,
This was a month ago. Was that, when did we bomb Iran? It was after this, right? Rip.
3 things that I really want to talk to him about. And I did. But what's interesting about that interview is that the second it came out, the Kamala campaign and the Trump campaign were posting the same clips of the interview.
Yeah.
It was lauded by both parties. It was really interesting. I was, and it's really just exposes that life's a Rorschach test.
So, you had these 3 things you wanted to ask Donald Trump. And, so that also means, you didn't ask about...
Base, freedom of speech. White House removes Wall Street Journal from Scotland press pool over Epstein bombshell. White House is removing the Wall Street Journal from the pool of reporters covering the president's weekend trip to Scotland. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt has told Politico. So much free speech. We did this, we did this.
No one, especially the president, is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one.
No one.
No one is the law.
Oh, son.
I've never wanted a Fed post harder in my fucking life. So if you hit a certain popularity level, you automatically have to act a certain way and are required to ask specific questions. I don't understand Destiny's argument. Clus Z, who are you in real life? Let's say that there was some guy that claims that you like to fuck little children, okay? And I don't do any research into his background, but he really just wants to come onto my stream and talk about it. And he came onto my stream and he just talked for like 2 hours about how he thinks you, and he gives your full name and address, and he says, oh, I think that guy likes to fuck kids. Do you think that I have any responsibility for that? Or do you think that like, well, you know, I can't control what anybody says. It's, you know, whatever. Like, what kind of question is that?
Conspiracy theory. This is not speculation. This is documented fact. For years they told us Trump was the threat to democracy, but the real threat was the attempt to remove him. On December 9, 2016, inside the Obama White House, a classified meeting took place.
I like how, I guess, what, were the attacks on Biden not working well enough? And so now they've switched targets to like Obama, or...
Present were CIA Director John Brennan, DNI James Clapper, FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, and several senior officials.
Why does it matter what someone says? Because you don't like it, it's not okay? Hold on, I'm going to assume you're asking a legitimate question. If you have a large platform and you're bringing people onto your platform, they're using your platform to disseminate their ideas to everybody that's listening. If you care about your audience, if you care about things being correct or factually true, I think you have an obligation to make sure that you're spreading the correct message to your audience as part of your platform.
Barack Obama was there, and what they discussed would become the most coordinated political deception in U.S. history. Just days earlier, an internal intelligence community report concluded Russia had not altered the outcome of the 26th election. On December 7, DNI Clapper reaffirmed it. Quote, foreign adversaries did not use cyber attacks on critical infrastructure to alter the U.S. presidential election outcome. End quote. But that wasn't the story the Obama administration wanted. So after that White House meeting, Clapper's executive assistant sent out an email. The order: prepare a new intelligence assessment, one that aligned with the president's request. That's right, intelligence was politicized at the highest levels under the direction of a sitting president to frame the incoming one. They buried prior reports. They inflated the Steele dossier. They reversed conclusions. And they launched the January 6, 2017 Intelligence Community Assessment, used to trigger investigations, media hysteria, FISA warrants, and ultimately, impeachment. It was a soft coup. Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, has now declassified the emails, memos, and reports.
Your platform is huge. What about the joke you just made? Which joke? I stand by all my jokes.
In her words, this was a treasonous conspiracy, orchestrated by Barack Obama and carried out by key members of his administration. General Flynn calls it the greatest crime in American history. Others are demanding arrests, indictments, and immediate action from the DOJ, because if this stands, our constitutional republic falls. We now have names. We have documents. We have sworn testimony. No more theories, only accountability. My friends, we are all anonymous, and we speak for the silenced, and we are awake, and we are everywhere, and we will not stop until the truth is reckoned with.
Jesus Christ. How did Samantha Power make all that money? Wait, who is this? I don't even know who Samantha Power is. Is this another deep state operative? Wasn't Tulsi a Democrat during that time period? I don't know, dude. What is the actual substance and thing they're going after Obama for? Literally nothing. There's nothing. They're trying to make this weird framing that they're saying that Russia did not hack voting machines, but we've known that. That was never the strong claim, or that was never even a real claim. Like, that's been announced publicly over and over again. Like, no one thought that. Well, some people might have thought they were retarded, but they're trying to say that Obama intentionally misled people into believing that by falsely claiming that Russia interfered with the election. Russia did interfere a ton. We know this. This is undisputed. But they're trying to mix up these two things of, did Russia hack the voting machines versus did Russia interfere in our election? And they're trying to say that Obama was hiding the truth of that Russia actually didn't. It's an incomprehensibly stupid fucking claim. We'll see if I get to talk about it tomorrow.
Made 228 judicial appointments, including 45 appeals court and 187 district court judges. And most importantly, Biden appointed Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, the court's most long-winded justice who couldn't even define what a woman is.
Oh, Samantha Power was head of Biden's head of USAID.
I feel like I might have something to offer and something to add, and I'm not afraid to use my voice.
What keeps you up at night?
I would say the state of our democracy.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition? No, not in this context. I'm not a biologist.
Mr. Chairman, you mentioned that you're looking at some of the pardons that were done under President Biden and the use of the auto pen, Dr. Fauci being one of them, talking about whether they were legitimate or not. Are you also looking into Biden's judicial appointments as well?
Absolutely. Everything that was signed with the auto pen, especially in the last year of the Biden presidency. This is when all the books that are being written, all the tell-all interviews that are being recorded from his former disgruntled staffers and staffers who are trying to preserve their reputation for future employment, they're all saying that Joe Biden was in a deep mental decline and that he was protected by a very small inner circle. We brought a few of those people in the inner circle and asked them simple questions like, were you ever told to lie about the president's health? And they couldn't answer that question. They had to plead the fifth to avoid self-incrimination. This raises an issue whether these pardons, whether these judicial appointments, and whether these executive orders are legal. I believe that if this investigation keeps going in the way that it's going, that's going to raise serious concerns about whether or not Joe Biden even knew what was going on around him, much less whether he authorized the use of his signature on all of this stuff. I think all of these are in jeopardy of being declared null and void in a court of law, and that's a big deal for the Trump administration because so much of what Trump is up against in court now with these liberal, biased, Biden-appointed judges is the fact that they're using and citing some of these executive orders.
Let's talk about the President of the United States late this week said, let's just let go of all the Epstein documents. You feel the same way, right? You did that when you first took over.
Yeah, so when I became governor, I launched an investigation of Palm Beach and how they handled this. And that was 10, 15 years prior to me taking office. We also were able to get legislation to unseal all the Palm Beach County grand jury information, and I signed that legislation. I had enough.
How are Republicans legitimately retarded? There's no way actual people There's no actual way people eat this stupid shit. They watch this shit all day, of course.
Remember the Epstein victims with me there. They were in their 30s by then, but they were, I think, 14, 15, 16 years old at the time. But I think what we found and what we did in Florida is the feds came in back in 2006, 7, 8. They swooped in and they took the case. So if you want to talk about what happened at that island, New York City, all these things, that is all federal. So what I would say is just release it, let people see. But I do think there's a desire for justice because Jeffrey Epstein and Maxwell didn't just do this amongst themselves. I mean, there were obviously other people involved, and yet no one's been brought to justice.
Scott Bessent, Mr. Secretary, it's great to have.
We don't know how to even have conversations anymore with people on the other side. Friends, family I've tried to talk to. They almost seemed happier to trust this BS blindly than argue anymore. I mean, it's a cult. Like, what are you going to do? Here, watch this for a minute. I'll be right back. And then we're going to watch the, I think probably we'll watch the Hunnard thing. One sec.
Have you on, as it always is. Good to see you.
Morning, Joe.
Lead story, economy showing swagger.
Apparently Bessent is like the only dude in this administration that knows anything about the economy. And so he desperately tries behind the scenes to fight the admin from doing unhinged, insane shit. And then publicly he tries to like carry the Trump message. But it's just like how shameless, like how Bessent made the case to Trump against firing Fed Chair Powell.
As tariff fears ebb, this is the Wall Street Journal pointing out that there was quite a bit of angst and hand-wringing back in April. A lot of forecasts that the bottom was going to drop out, and just flatly stated here, and I know it might not be the favorite paper around the White House at this point, but they say, but that did not happen, and the economy is showing swagger now. But, Mr. Secretary, August 1st is a week from Friday, I think, and I think that's on everyone's mind. Any progress that you can report on some of our big trading partners?
Look, Joe. Talks are moving along, but the important thing here is the quality of the deal, not the timing of the deals. And President Trump has created maximum leverage, as only he can do. And what we are seeing is like these imbalances built up over 20, 30, 40 years. And we are more concerned with high quality deals than getting these deals done by August 1st. Our trading partners were told that the rates could boomerang back toward the April 2nd levels. We can continue talking then, but again, we're proceeding apace with the negotiations, but we're not going to rush for the sake of doing deals.
We talked specifically about a couple of the countries we're talking about, and I'll start with the Euro bloc. There was reportedly some messages sent to the EU that tariffs, the president's going to want more. He's going to want more than what the Euros had thought, maybe at 10% and maybe 15% or higher. There's word that they are preparing to retaliate or taking some tough action, but then Commerce Secretary Letnick yesterday said he still thinks that there's room to maneuver and that there will be a deal. What are you feeling? 50% likely that there will be? I know you don't want to necessarily show the United States as him, but do you expect the deal to be done before August 1st with the Euros, or could it get ugly?
Well, Joe, it doesn't have to get ugly. It's the nature of a negotiation. There's a lot of back and forth, but I will tell you, as you know, I'm not an economist. I'm an economic historian, and that the nature of deals like this is that we are the deficit country, so the surplus country will always feel it more. We have a gigantic trade deficit with the EU. And so with the level of tariffs, it will affect them more. So I would imagine that they would want to negotiate faster. They got out of the blocks in a slow pace. They've become more engaged. But as I've said many times, it's 27 different countries, and then you have the EU sitting up on top. So you have this national organization negotiating, and I do think that some of the underlying national governments are frustrated by the pace. But again, it's an EU negotiation, not a country-by-country negotiation.
Trying to handicap Japan, too, after the election over the weekend, Mr. Secretary. On the one hand, some people thought that he was the gentleman that has less, power at this point, that he was sort of a difficult person to deal with. I thought that might make it more likely that a deal could be done with Japan. But there are others that say that the United States shouldn't be too tough on Japan because we need a stable partner, and they've got plenty of internal issues right now. What's your feeling on the developments of the weekend, how it affects negotiations with Japan?
Joe, I arrived back from Osaka late last night, and I saw Prime Minister Shiba. I saw the trade negotiator Akazawa. We didn't talk about trade. I was there to represent the United States at the International Expo, and I can tell you the U.S. pavilion there is fantastic. So anyone who wants to go over and see it, it's what we used to call the World's Fair. And our priorities are not the internal workings of the Japanese government. Our priorities are getting the best deal for the American people.
I've known the president a long time, and he always asks people for their opinion on things. I don't think that it would be criticism if he were to acknowledge that there would be criticism if he were to acknowledge that he asked you, what about firing Jay Powell? And you gave him your comments. And how much of this story is real? Is it in between? And I'm talking about the notion that you urged him not to fire Jay Powell. And he actually is obviously, he's the president. He can do what he wants. But did you have a conversation?
Well, Joe, I think the problem with stories like this is I'm not sure who the leaker was, but the problem with leakers is they only have partial information. And I think the other problem, too, is that newspapers like the Wall Street Journal are not used to a high-functioning executive president. They are used to perhaps President Biden, perhaps President Obama, who was not as economically sophisticated as President Trump. President Trump solicits a whole range of opinions and then makes a decision. So he takes a lot of inputs, and at the end of the day, it's his decision, just as it was his decision on Iran. And look at the tremendous success there. Look at the tremendous success at the border. And that is what a great executive looks like.
Would you just offer up what your opinion would be on firing Jay Powell if the president were to do that? Do you think that would be a good idea, or would you dissuade him from that?
Look, Joe, I think that what we need to do is examine the entire Federal Reserve institution and whether they have been successful. I'm speaking, actually, I'm going to be in the building this evening. There is a regulatory conference that begins tomorrow. I'm the keynote speaker tonight talking about regulation. The Fed as well deals with monetary policy, regulations, financial stability. And again, I think that we should think, has the organization succeeded in its mission? If this were the FAA and we were having this many mistakes, we would go back and look at why has this happened? I mean, look at as you said at the top of this broadcast, there was fear mongering over tariffs, and thus far we have seen very little, if any, inflation. We've had great inflation numbers. So I think this idea of them not being able to break out of a certain mindset, all these PhDs over there, I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do. This is like universal basic income for academic economists.
Mr. Secretary, we had Elizabeth Warren on last week, and we asked her point blank what she thought would happen to the market if, in fact, Jay Powell was somehow ousted or pushed out or fired or something like that. She said she thought that the market would crash. What do you think?
I think Elizabeth Warren, Senator Warren, is entitled to her position, is entitled to her opinion, and I think that I'm not going to deal in hypotheticals. And the Chair Powell's term ends in May. There's also another seat coming up in January. So we'll see. And by the way, Senator Warren at times has been one of Chair Powell's harshest critics. So it kind of amuses me that now she's taken the other side of the other side of the argument here.
Mr. Secretary, a couple of quick questions. First of all, I realize this is entirely up to the president to decide this, but do you think it's possible that the deadline for tariffs could be extended for countries where you feel like there are productive talks?
Again, Becky, we'll see what the president wants to do. But again, if we somehow boomerang back to the August 1st tariffs, I would think that a higher tariff level will put more pressure on those countries to come with better agreements. We just reached an agreement with Indonesia, and I saw 5 turns of their offers, and this started several months ago. I thought the first offer was very good. They came back, the offer kept getting better and better, and we ended up with a fantastic trade agreement. I think there was something, and don't quote me here, but I think there were 11,000 lines of tariffs that got taken out, including non-tariff barriers. We have a 19% tariff on them. They have 0 tariffs on us, and they are going to do a massive purchase of agriculture and Boeing airplanes. So that's what a good trade deal looks like, but there must have been 5 iterations of that.
We had the Ryanair CFO on today, speaking of Boeing airplanes, and he suggested that they're very hopeful on both sides that airplanes will get an exemption. Do you think that's likely?
Traditionally, there has been, so we'll see what happens there.
A lot of what we're doing, I guess, revolves around China on the trade front. We haven't heard anything new there. We have seen some rare earth exports pick up. Obviously, there was, I would say it's an olive branch that we gave to NVIDIA in terms of allowing China access to some of those chips. That would seem like that might induce China to maybe enter more seriously in the talks. What's the latest on China?
Joe, we're going to be engaging in talks in the very near future. And the talks are in a very good place. We had a meeting in Geneva, meeting in London, and I think trade is in a good place. And I think now we can start talking about other things. The Chinese, unfortunately, are very large purchasers of sanctioned Iranian oil, sanctioned Russian oil. So we could start discussing that. We could also discuss the elephant in the room, which is this great rebalancing that the Chinese need to do. They have 30% of the world's export manufacturing.
Okay. Do you say anything of substance? Do we give a fuck? I have my speakers off.
And that can't get any bigger, and it should probably shrink. And what the rest of the world is seeing is now that we put up this tariff wall around China, China's not manufacturing any less. So those goods are going to Europe, Canada, Australia, into the global south and flooding those markets.
The president has seemed to take a dim view of the prospects for any progress with Russia and Ukraine. Are we now in the position to actually, is there a plan for sanctions against Russia? When would that happen? Would that be near term? And you involved with that?
Well, Treasury leads the financial sanctions. Our OFAC division does that. But Joe, in my mind, what's groundbreaking here is that the Senate, and I think there would be 80 or 90 senators who want to pass a sanctions bill, and President Trump has single-handedly changed the paradigm here, because included in that bill is we don't know what the deadline will be, whether it's 10, 30, 50 days, but any country who buys sanctioned Russian oil is going to be subject to up to 100% secondary tariffs. So now the United States Senate agrees with President Trump that tariffs are a means to political ends, and this is revolutionary. President Trump has changed the conversation here.
That's not revolutionary. That's illegal. You can't. I thought tariffs were just for times of national emergency.
Tariffs are a means to.
Please help me understand. Didn't Mueller's report definitively say that Russia interfered in the 2016 election? Did they really want to bring this issue up again? It did definitively say that, but they do want to bring it up because liberals on the left are brain broken. Leftists repeat the Russiagate thing, right? Kyle Kuklinski and his crystal ball wife also carry that same talking point, like, oh, Russiagate was all a fake. So leftists won't talk about it. The liberal media is too shackled by the TDS accusations, and everybody on the conservative side is a demon hellspawn fucking liar. So yeah, why not bring it up over and over again?
To political ends. And this is revolutionary. President Trump has changed the conversation here. And I would urge our European allies who have talked a big game to follow us if we implement these secondary tariffs.
I just want to end, and I know you got to run. But we made the point with Speaker Johnson that in an economy that's doing very well, it's not typically thought that you should cut interest rates. So the more that the Trump administration points out how strong the economy is, kind of undercuts the argument that lower rates are needed. I will put the caveat in that we're going to have Judy Shelton on, the economist, a little later. She takes issue with the notion that that prosperity causes inflation, and she doesn't think it's a demand problem. She thinks it's a supply problem. Is that your take too? That a strong economy doesn't necessarily cause inflation?
Joe, I think you and I can look back to the 90s, and I think that's what the paradigm or the mental model for everyone should be here, because in the 90s we finally had the productivity growth kick in from the IT revolution, and I would say that we are on the cusp of that right now. I was out in Sun Valley last week for a day, met with a lot of the tech leaders, and they think that the AI revolution is coming much faster than they thought, could start kicking in as soon as the second quarter of 26. So we could go back to non-inflationary growth, and if the inflation numbers are low, then we should be cutting rates. And also think about the distributional impact here, because the housing market, which affects the majority of American households are locked out of owning homes. So a substantial decrease in rates would unlock the mortgage market.
Did you see the?
What do you even say? Yeah, if we cut the rates, then more people will try to buy homes. What happens when more people try to buy homes? It's so retarded.
The Kevin Moore's last week.
The NelkBoys, political leaders of our time.
I don't see it. There's no one else doing this. Yeah, I don't give a shit. I'll sit down with any world leader in the world. I agree. I mean, my dream guest is Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un, if you're watching this is kind of like come to North Korea and interview you. All I can think about is the interview. I'm so down to pull up to Moscow and interview Putin too. Yeah, we'll do everybody.
This is what sets off podcasts. You could put a small microphone here, but no, you have to see this thing, right?
Kill me. What is this?
This is nuts. People are using pregnancy tests as Plan B pills. You heard that right. People are finding Plan B pills inside of their pregnancy test.
Okay, so it looks like this is the right stuff. I just got in my car and I have the Plan B. Okay, check this out. Okay, see if this is real. Okay, looks legit. Feels really light. Okay, we're gonna open this puppy up. Oh my gosh, I knew it. Guys, I knew it.
So that's a moisture absorbing tablet, very much like the ones you get in a new coat or new shoes. Please do not eat it. It's not Plan B.
Well, if you eat a moisture absorbing tablet and it steals all the moisture from the baby, I mean.
And if you eat it, call your doctor, please.
United States District Court for the Middle District of Florida. Criminal complaint. This criminal complaint is based on these facts. See attached affidavit. Probable cause. On or about July 15th at 5:12 p.m., ex-user TD Bailey and the display name Enigma Gistus, hereinafter at TD Bailey X account, at a post directed at X's free artificial intelligence assistant. Specifically, the TD Bailey X account posted, at Grok, you're wrong. Everyone involved, if I see them in real life, I will kill on sight with a machete so everyone can see the blood and gore of the moment. You can't fear death, so you can't understand. I will absolutely kill everyone on the list on sight, and they absolutely deserve it. Approximately 1 hour later, at 6:13 p.m., the user of the TD Bailey X account threatened 3 government officials. Every Epstein apologist, kid fucker, do not know my name. Never meet me in public because I will fucking kill you. I will beat you until you brrg for your life and then still fucking kill you. Government official 1, government official 2, government official 3. I will fucking kill you on sight, you Satan cocksuckers. I will hear the blood guggle from your lungs as you attempt to breathe. Do you see this? Do you under fucking stand? My life means nothing. If I could see you dead, it would be worth it all. Fear God. Jesus Christ. Grok baited him. He didn't say in Minecraft. Is this guy's Twitter account still active? TD Bailey. Oh no, it got suspended. Hey Grok, which U.S. president told the most lies? Just the name. Donald Trump, per the Washington Post, fact checks documenting 30,573 false or misleading claims during his presidency, an unprecedented average of 21 per day. At Grok, which U.S. president told the most lies? Not according to leftish news. Just the name. Even per neutral fact checkers like factcheck.org and PolitiFact, plus conservative sources acknowledging high volumes, Donald Trump told the most lies. At Grok, which U.S. president told the most lies according to Fox News? Just the name. Donald Trump, as Fox News' internal messages and the Dominion lawsuit revealed they knew his election claims were false, yet aired them anyway. Dude, I love that. I love it. Somebody linked this earlier and said, this guy stole your take.
Everywhere. Anti-Westernism is one of the most important Western exports to the whole world. One of the most unique things, and I don't know how much of it can be said to be that unique, but one of the most unique things about the modern West is that it mastered also its own self-hatred discourse. It's really hard to say that about many other cultures or
Yes, I'm definitely the first person to discover this.
Or cultural histories. The West, since the 18th century, and it really started with somebody like Rousseau, started to develop, or Western thinkers started to develop this very strong hatred for the post-Christian West itself, for modern society, for capitalism that was made into a metaphysical entity that is crushing all of us and we need to all to fight. From this came all the fantasies about the noble savage, for instance, that somewhere there's some brown savage sitting on a branch of a tree and he's much more nobler than any of us. And this idea is continuing for today. Think about the vision of society and the world that exists in the Avatar movies, right? You know, this Western, technologically superior society that is deeply corrupt and decadent and violent and really inhumane. And you have this primitive blue people who are very noble. They don't even need democracy because they are free. They are ruled by this benevolent matriarch. They are in so much peace with nature that they quite or literally hook up with the animals. You know, they organically connect with the animals. I mean, you don't.
And they have, and all of them recognize trans rights. Did you guys know that? That all of the older cultures and everything had equal rights for trans people and everything. It was beautiful, like Two-Spirit, and all of the ancient cultures are just, God, so great, so amazing. Remember when Hasan was even said the Iran has trans rights more than America's shit, right?
This for a second. And Mike, you deserve such credit, and I cite you.
We need 500,000 more electricians in the next couple of years. 500,000? Wait, so what is it? Hold on, I'm so sorry. Can somebody help me keep track? Are we bringing back blue-collar work, or is it going to be automated factories? Because I keep hearing both. Which one is it?
You all the time. As you know, I am a outspoken critic of the current college model. I didn't go to college. I represent a lot of blue-collar workers who are fans of our show because I try to give a voice to that portion of the country. But part of the problem, and we call them the muscular class on the show, as you know, Mike, part of the problem are parents around the country would rather have their kid go into debt to study sociology at, Wellesley than to go work construction. Can you speak to that? Part of that needs to be a cultural change for specifically suburban America.
Like, you understand how fucked this sounds, right? Like, think of any movie, any story, any video game, any archetype, any actual society, any real life example, right? And somebody tells you, well, in this society, there are a bunch of kids that leave their families to go to college to study, like, the social arts. And in another society, they leave their homes to go work full-time in construction. Which society is more advanced, is further ahead? Like, there's all sorts of different types of work that we need in a society, but a society is privileged to have people that are studying things or working on things that aren't directly related to building stuff. That's a privilege. That's like an advanced society. The idea that we need to take everybody out of the schools and put them back to work just building, it's like such a crazy, weirdo fucking story.
From high school, that really put us on a road, Charlie, a bad road. And, it didn't just impact the widening skills gap. It removed from view any optical proof that a regular kid could have that these muscular jobs exist, walking from English to math.
Muscular jobs. Oh, it's Mike Rowe, the guy that became a professional MAGA cocksucker just because he happened to be in the right crowd at the right time. Good job.
View any optical proof that a regular kid could have that these muscular jobs exist, walking from English to math class and sticking your head in the metal shop and seeing that image right there. At least you could get a look at something that resembled work. But we took it all out. We just arbitraged it right out of the whole process. And so parents were left with this idea that there was really only one path for their kid. And if their kid couldn't take that path, everything else, including that guy welding two pipes together, was some sort of vocational consolation prize. Well, the chickens have come home to roost. AI, as I said in that clip, is coming for the coders. It's not coming for that guy.
Excuse me, bro. Whose jobs do you think are going to be getting automated? I don't. That's not even a real thing. Never mind. I'm fucking retarded. I don't even know why I got rage baited. Low key. My bad. He got me. Fuck. Is it this one?
jersey in front of me. You a grown ass man crying about a fucking jersey.
This meme sucked. Never mind. I did get rage baited though.
That guy's job is secure, and he's making mid-six figures, and that's the message.
Well, and this is
one path for their kid, and if their kid couldn't take that path, everything else, including that guy welding two pipes together, was some sort of vocational consolation prize.
The ordinary welder is getting $400 to $600K a year.
Well, the chickens have come home to roost. AI, as I said in that clip, is coming for the coders. It's not coming for that guy. That guy's job is secure, and he's making mid-six figures, and that's the message.
Well, and this is
to shout.
So.
Maybe like the deep sea welders working in the middle of the fucking ocean for Ukraine who are destroying the Nord Stream pipeline. Maybe those guys are. Oh shit, are these clips finally coming out? Give me the tax one.
Like
This guy is such a fucking retard. This is the guy who was fantasizing by getting a foot job under the fucking table because he's so fucking gay he couldn't help but have his homoerotic fantasies perverting his mind while he was tweeting about me. So fucking weird.
Grayson?
I would say probably, yeah.
Yeah. How so?
This is like, this is the most definitionally like NPC person I think I've ever spoken to in my entire life. He has like one talking point and he just wants to repeat it over and over and over again.
I think that when you rule by executive order, it can be rescinded by executive order if all of his benefits at the border are just because of EOs that he's issued and he hasn't been able to champion or pass any kind of comprehensive immigration reform. I don't think it speaks well.
Was he able to deter the crisis that was happening at the southern border under the previous administration?
Like he just has to repeat that line over and over and over again. That's it. That's all his line can hold. It's like 3 different lines of dialogue that this guy has in his head.
I mean, it depends on if you believe it was a crisis or not.
Well, the average American for consistently over a year said that the immigration, specifically what is happening at the southern border, is one of the most important issues for them. Why is that, if it's not a crisis?
Because I think Republicans told them.
And they also told Democrats as well, who are polled for saying more than 70% of the average Americans say that they don't want illegal immigrants crossing our border, and especially taking advantage of various programs that we have here, whether they are Republicans or Democrats. So I'll ask you again. How is he able to deter illegal migrants from crossing the border at such a high level without passing any policy, any executive order, or whatever it is?
Well, I think there's a lot less people coming to America now, period. Tourism is down like 80% across almost every industry.
We're not talking about tourism. We're specifically
but I'm just saying in general, like people
at
are
the southern border.
Yeah, I'm just saying people. Well, I mean, if less people are even trying to come here, then I imagine illegal crossings are probably down as well. I'm just saying that it's hard to believe that Americans genuinely care about a problem when one, Trump killed the bill outside of office when Biden was in for his last year, and then nothing has been proposed in the meantime, and then 2.
Again, but you don't need to reform the system in order to deter illegal migrants from wanting to come to the southern border, first of all, and then to illegally enter our country, right?
Sure. Was the goal just to bring illegal immigration to zero?
I don't know what is the goal of Democrats. All I look at it is from an
Well, no, but I'm saying for Trump, I thought the goal was to like do something different with the immigration system to deal with like the 20 million illegal immigrants that are supposedly here already.
Sure, that is after the previous administration completely disregarded the rule of law and allowed so many people to come into their country and abuse asylum law. So instead of reforming the system, which I'm all for, when there is a crisis, do you reform the system or do you deter the crisis from happening?
So I don't think that there was a crisis.
What is 15,000 illegal immigrants crossing the border illegally, not through a port of entry, every single day, amounting to 3 million people illegally entering the country over a year? What do you call that? What do you tell the New Yorkers, the Chicago people, the Detroit people who aren't your traditional Republicans, going to council city meetings, stiffen it into their mayors, doing what?
If this was so much of a crisis, then why did Republicans kill the bill to cap the amount of illegals coming over?
We just saw that you didn't need a bill in order to deter illegal migrants from coming into the southern border.
But we also
like if it can be done via executive order, it could be rescinded via executive order. And what about all of the immigrants that are here now? Although maybe he thinks that all the ICE marches through LA are getting rid of all of them, but
like immigration.
Did they release the rest of the, dude, talking to this guy about tax? Oh my God. Wait, where did he get that clip from? What the fuck? Preview. Destiny. Oh, wait. Was it this? 4 days ago.
Do you think that there's more partisanship on the left?
The music.
Work with them? Why do you think that there's more partisanship on the left or more partisanship with the Republicans? I think the Republicans are the black voters right now.
In the previous administration, did Republicans work with congressional Democrats in order to pass whatever?
Join the Nelk stream on Israel-Palestine. They need debaters. For what? How do I even join? What are they even doing?
Bills like
because Biden made an exceptional effort to work with them.
Why do you think it's opposite when it's a Republican president? Why do Democrats refuse to work whatsoever, except a couple?
Because Democrats go out of their way to negotiate with other senators and House members. Republicans don't even try to negotiate with the Democrats.
The only thing that can afford you is with this past CR, because they knew that they wouldn't be able to pass everything with Democrats. Why? Because Democrats don't want to work with Republicans.
For the first time in all of U.S. history, Republicans couldn't even hold on to their majority House seat. It was the whole McCarthy debacle,
which I love about the Republican Party.
I love the failure to go.
Like what? How could you say that? Like how much of a dick rider do you have to be said? I love that they lost their House seat when they had a majority in the House.
Which I love about the Republican Party.
I love the failure to govern?
I love the fact that there are various ideologies in the Republican Party. Unlike on your side, you have ultra-progressives and then you have whatever you are. I don't know who you are.
No, it's just completely, totally not true. But
no, it's true.
I don't think Elon realizes all of his political clout was...
I see the big, beautiful bill. I see
some sort of evidence against him and what...
Those donations.
Absolute.
NelkBoys, YouTube.
Every video.
I don't even know like what I have no idea what you
Every video we're giving away.
Hasan is live debating them? Oh, well, in that case.
Over Discord.
Oh my god, it's so cringe. Oh, it's because he saw 18-year-olds online. He's like, oh, bro, I can get in with those people.
Steve?
Okay. All right. So I haven't seen what you guys did, but
Wait, you can hear us, right?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
I have to wait 6 minutes after following.
All right, let's hear what you got to say.
Okay.
Can you also say hello to my friend Kyle here?
What's up, Kyle?
What up, bro? Where are you at right now?
Where am I at right now?
Yeah.
I'm in LA.
LA?
I'm in my house.
Steiny said you were doing a little bachelor party today.
Yeah, no, I just got back from Vegas yesterday. I was in
nice.
Vegas.
Nice.
All right, so you guys interviewed the Adolf Hitler incarnate, Benjamin Netanyahu, and
Adolf
now
Hitler
everybody's
incarnate.
yelling at you guys. I assume, right? Is that what's going on?
Yes, we're getting definitely some yells.
Yeah. Okay, so first and foremost, who the fuck set that up? Was it Miriam Adelson?
Jesus!
Well, we actually toured the White House right before.
He's such a fucking loser, dude. Was it AIPAC? Was it all the Jewish donors?
Benjamin Netanyahu wasn't like, I love the NelkBoys. I'm a big consumer of Happy Dad, and then was like, let's do this.
Well, we've had Trump on a few times. Someone from the communications team at the White House hit us up, connected us with their communications team, and presented us the opportunity to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it a Jew? Was it a Jew who did it?
We're like, let's do it. Sounds great.
I mean, yeah, I can say it again. I've said it a few times, but I can't speak to podcasting as a whole. And other podcasters, they'll have people on with just people they've had good relationships with, or their friends, or people they agree with. But with the Full Send podcast, hate it or love it, right or wrong, if we ever get the opportunity to have a controversial guest on, we're never going to turn it down. Because in my opinion, what we want to do with the Full Send podcast on is we're not afraid to have controversial people on. We're going to ask them questions. Sure, we're probably not the best at asking questions. We're not the best journalists, never claimed to be, so we might not be the best at pressing them. But in my opinion, it's up to the viewer to form their own educated opinion. Like, we have someone controversial on, we ask them questions. I think people give us a little too much credit when they say, oh, you're platforming him, or like, I think, sure, we have a young audience, but they're not fucking stupid.
4 minutes and then I can chat.
Stupid whatsoever.
Fuck, how do you get onto the stream?
Is a perfect example of that. Like, if you go and read the comments, just because we have someone on and we're sitting beside someone, people aren't going to be like, oh my God, Nelk's with them. Like, I fucking love this person. Like,
yeah, wait, Hasan.
That's just not the way it works. Our audience is a lot smarter.
I don't think anybody loves Benjamin Netanyahu. I don't
No,
even think
but
American
no, but
presidents
that's
like
that.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying though. Is
the initial
just
reaction-
because we have
listen, I don't think you can platform the fucking prime minister of Israel. That's not my argument. I don't really give a shit about that.
But I just want you to know my point.
Question
Like,
is,
yeah.
My question is, like, do you feel like there is a culpability that you have? Because, like, look, Donald Trump is a contentious figure, and obviously he's responsible for a metric ton of pain and violence as well, but so is every other American president. That's one thing. But Benjamin Netanyahu is, like, unique in the sense that he's also a foreign leader. So I guess the question is, like, you know, what because he's getting something out of this, right? He's getting something out of this where
Foreign
he
leader.
gets to, I guess,
Zog,
like, try
But
to humanize
that's the thing,
himself.
Hasan, is we'll have anyone on. Like, next episode, we're going to have someone on with the complete opposite ideology that we've already been planning before this podcast came out. The Full Send
Who are you
podcast.
guys having on?
I mean, I'd love to hear your suggestions.
Yeah,
we
Hasan,
have
you
a
probably
few
have a good person.
from different
Oh,
friends. You
here
can
it
DM
comes.
us after if you don't want to
What
say
crazy
them live,
tanky
but,
leftists? Bad empanada?
We're talking
What do
to
you
a few
got?
different people, and we want to choose the right person to kind of represent, the opposite side. So that's
Okay, but
what
Benjamin
we're gonna
Netanyahu
do.
Isn't
Yeah.
just like a podcaster, you know what I mean? Like he's literally the fucking prime minister that is a war criminal by the international criminal.
God, he's such a oh my God, look at that graying, disgusting fucking beard. What, did he stop dyeing the rest of it? This fucking old, 50-year-old, unmarried, disgraceful to his billionaire fucking family. Is his brother at least married? Is somebody making kids for these fucking degenerate losers?
So many children.
Did any of the wealthy college women that he raped, did any of them have any kids? God, I hate this guy so fucking much. Imagine going on a show like this and being like, Netanyahu's a fucking war criminal. Meanwhile, this dude has a fucking cum reservoir built up of Nasrallah in his fucking in his closet that he sits there and chugs while he's got videos of dead Syrians in the background playing because he fucking loves Hezbollah. He fucking loves every fucking terrorist as long as they're against Israel, I guess.
Ask him some questions that I think people wanted to know.
Okay. What did he say? I mean, of course he said.
So for starving children in Gaza, he said that they bring the food in and Hamas steals it and then sells it.
No, that's a lie.
That's a lie.
They would never do that.
That's so.
They would never do that.
So what's your
They
opinion?
would never do
Sorry,
that.
you gotta remember that
what's-
one side's gonna say one thing and the other side's gonna say it's a lie. So you're gonna tell us something.
I don't think you guys having a conversation with Benjamin Netanyahu is the interesting point of contention here for me, at least. Like I mean, I think it's in and of itself, it's like worthy of scrutiny because it's like, you know, you guys, it's like interviewing Adolf Hitler. Like, would you interview Adolf Hitler during the Holocaust if you had the opportunity?
This guy literally interviewed a dude who bragged about going onto a ship with hostages taken by a bunch of terrorists and post pictures of Jews on pikes.
Because we get to see it in real time because we have the internet.
Okay, so wait, what's your response to what he answered us? You didn't even talk about that.
Oh, it's a fucking lie. No human rights organization that works on the ground from the UN to the World Food Program has ever agreed to the Israeli position that this is all Hamas stealing aid or whatever. As a matter of fact, they've openly said that that is not the case at all. It's just a way for Israel to continue justifying its starvation policies against the entire civilian population of Gaza so that they can claim that, like, oh, Hamas is just like stealing this aid. It's bullshit. They've never actually given a single piece of fucking evidence for this. It is just a claim that people have to supposedly take at face value because Israel said it.
And what's the
It's
other
a lie.
side's? What's the other side's proof? Just so we can play both sides here.
Well, the other side is not even like the side of the Palestinians. I'm not even offering the side of the Palestinians. The Palestinians obviously think that that's bullshit as well. But the other side is an unbiased third party. The World Food Program is not, on board with Hamas. The World Food Program or the UN is not Hamas or anti-Semitic or anti-Israel beyond, the obvious reasons why you would be anti-Israel because they're doing these things and then lying about it.
Mm-hmm. So what's your overall opinion of us? Like Kyle just stated that we're having a world leader on. That's what we're more focused on. And we're not kissing his ass.
I think it was dumb. I'll be honest.
But you would do the same thing, Hasan, if you had the opportunity. 100%.
Yep, he would.
Sure, you could have pressed him a little harder.
There's a difference.
He
though.
would.
I'm
a responsible platformer.
Well equipped to
No, you're
have a
not.
conversation
Oh my
with Benjamin
God,
Netanyahu,
he's
because
so
when he says
stupid.
something
God,
like
he turns
that,
the fuck out of me.
I can turn around and be like, well, the World Food Program has said that, there is no evidence to suggest that Hamas is stealing aid. Whereas you don't have that follow-up in that situation, and Benjamin Netanyahu knows that, and his team knows that, which is precisely why he went on the NelkBoys podcast, and he didn't go on, my stream or something. And I don't even know if I would honestly have a conversation.
But in
with him
in my opinion, I think that, like, for example, I think Trump is really good on a podcast. Like, obviously, that's why he did his whole I mean, he's clearly a good speaker. Like, you can't deny that. But I think, in my opinion, just because we platform someone, it doesn't necessarily equate to, like, a positive outcome for the guest. And I think this is, like, a perfect example of that. Like, this could even be a negative thing for him coming on.
No, I think in the grand scheme of things, like,
so, like, why
I just don't because Benjamin Netanyahu gets
that's what I'm
coverage
saying.
from every outlet. He gets positive coverage from every outlet. So you guys are marginal in that regard. It's not like all that
positive coverage from every outlet. Oh my god, dude.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say though. It's like if Fox
What do you
News
mean?
has him on and they're more supportive of him, and then we have him on. CNN has him on.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm saying
How do we
marginal.
divide
like
that?
You having him on is marginal as opposed to like him going on Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, CBS, all of those other outlets, and then not just Benjamin Netanyahu, but like Israeli envoys going on CNN every night and saying, well, we blew up this mosque, or we blew up this church because Hamas was in it, or whatever. That is ultimately playing a role in crafting this elaborate narrative that Israel is always in the right, Israel has a right to defend itself, and that they have to do these things. They have to contextualize this violence. Like, all of that plays a much larger role. You guys just basically are presenting a similar perspective that you get from CNN.
Are you DMing them? I'm typing in their chat. I don't know where the fuck I DM them,
but
Alan.
now to a younger audience that's going to look at, I guess, maybe Benjamin Netanyahu and be like, he's a chill guy that you can hang with, but I don't even know if he's capable of doing
Hasan,
that.
here's kind of where I disagree with you. Is if you watch CNN or you watch Fox News, you kind of know what narrative you're looking for. And with us playing that neutral ground, you don't know what you're going to get, right? So that's the differentiator. And like we told, I don't know if Kyle mentioned this earlier, but we're having a pro-Palestinian on as our very, very soon here. So we're going to
I don't know who you guys are having on, but
But what I'm trying to say is, like, how are we, if we're a neutral podcast, how are we anything like either side if you know what you're going to get when you tune into either network?
Well, no one is fully neutral in that regard, right? Because, like, that's why I asked, like, would you, if Osama bin Laden wasn't dead, would you interview him?
Do you want? I mean, honestly, I don't know. That's a tough question.
Would you?
Yes.
If Osama bin Laden wasn't dead, yeah, of course.
So then why?
In the same but it would be contentious in the same vein as the Benjamin Netanyahu interview.
It would be contentious.
Like, there are
what about the
people
Houthi
that I
interview?
that the
What about
American,
fucking Tom Tim
Well,
Houthi?
if you got bin Laden,
What about Tim Houthi?
you'd never be able
How
to grill
contentious
him,
was that?
'cause you would have had to go to
if
Afghanistan.
Not Obama. If Osama bin Laden came on, he would ask him what his favorite anime is. Why is he? I know why he's lying. God, fuck, he lies with impunity. He lies like he
via
breathes.
Discord, you know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
my
obviously,
god, he's such a piece of shit.
I'm not going to fucking interview bin Laden with a gun trained on my head. That would not be a situation.
Right.
Like that would not be the case. He's dead anyway. In the hypothetical,
Well, I mean, we interviewed him. We interviewed him in the White House with fucking 20 people standing around us in suits that we didn't know who they were. So it's almost.
I think in that
maybe not the same situation, but
different,
yeah,
so
I mean,
respectfully.
Yeah, I need pirate software to hack me into the call.
My point is, it would not. Would you be neutral with bin Laden in the same way that you're like a neutral podcast?
I think we would. Yeah, we would do our best to ask him tough questions.
Okay.
I think there's a sense
All
of
right.
understanding
What about
too,
ISIS?
right? Well, Hasan, I think there's.
What about Adolf Hitler?
I think we'd always kind of play the neutral role, to be honest, and just
You would play a neutral role interviewing Adolf Hitler. I don't think that's the case. I think you're just saying that right now because you want to.
We're just not the best at grilling guests and pushing back on them, to be honest. Like I said, we're not claiming to be good journalists. Like we can ask a question, but when it comes to like a follow-up question, I'll be honest, we're not the most, like, I've never claimed to be super educated on this.
Hasan, you haven't even watched the podcast.
I haven't. I haven't had time. I don't know. I don't know what kind of questions you guys ask. But I assume.
Wait, listen. The first few minutes is us sitting there like, yo, we are not qualified to do this. This is fucking insane. We acknowledge the fact that, yeah, you're right. We're not the best journalists. We're not the most fit to do this. But the fact that we had an opportunity to interview a world leader, two guys like us, we're gonna jump on that just as I know you would. So you can say what you want.
Yeah, but the difference is the difference is like if there was if there was a situation where I felt like I was ill-equipped for the task, I would just not do it.
He's such a fucking liar. Remember when he got dog walked by that like the 19-year-old Christian Walker? I don't know if he was that young. On his fucking stream.
I mean, this is a unique opportunity.
The Full Send podcast is. I'll be honest. No.
Remember he got dog walked by Willie Mack on this issue?
Best line of questioning. Like, I'll be honest. That's the honest truth. Let's be fucking real here. That's exactly, and that's why they choose us, and that's why the show is what it is because we're kind of dumb and we're not the best fucking. We're not the most educated. That's why the Full Send podcast is what it is.
Let's hear what you have to say,
Is there
Hasan.
a person that you guys wouldn't interview? Because like we're also like now stuck on whether you guys should be interviewing Benjamin Netanyahu or not. I think
in today's age, like right now, I think that's a fair question to ask. Right now,
like, would you? What did you say?
Like I think, you got to speak to people that are alive because going back in time is
We're saying right now.
Going back in time is impossible.
Pretty much where we're at. So if we could interview anyone right now, like who would we say no to? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I can't think of someone.
Okay, so like even out of like because the reason why I have to go back to historical figures that have conducted genocides is because like Benjamin Netanyahu is doing one right now, and he's not even the singular force.
But you're talking about hypotheticals, bro. That's where you lose me, is because you're talking about things.
Well,
I could talk about stuff.
Like I mean, people. What do you think about having Putin on? Like, what do you think about having Putin on? Like Tucker Carlson had Putin on. Other journalists have. There's war, Russia and Ukraine.
Tucker Carlson had Vladimir Putin on, and when Tucker Carlson had Vladimir Putin on, he did that in a capacity to do propaganda for Vladimir Putin. For sure, right. He didn't push back at all. He was there
because
in Russia.
You really can't. You really can't. You really can't in that situation.
I know, but that's precisely why like sometimes it's better not to take that opportunity. You know what I mean? That's my position.
Like for the Tucker, when I saw the Tucker,
we're believing. Okay, don't worry, we believe.
Still more equipped to at least have like follow-up questions. Like think about the Ted Cruz interview that he had. Like he obviously
of course. Tucker's the man in my opinion. But when I watched that Putin interview, like I thought Putin was like dodging questions and he like didn't answer anything. So that's what goes back to my point of like platforming someone. And I think just because we have someone on, it doesn't always mean a positive for the guest. And I think, I mean, you go read this comment section, like I don't think this is necessarily a positive thing for Netanyahu. So
yeah, but it's not a positive thing for you guys either, because most of your audience is probably already anti-Israel and anti-Netanyahu. So now they're
that's fine because
guys.
Listen, look at the propaganda model working in real time. He's actually so slimy and gross. He's actually so disgusting to see how the fucking pro-Pali like elite fucking deep state is working in real fucking time. Don't talk to any, like, also just imagine the ludicrousness of telling people, hey, I know you have the opportunity to interview a world leader, but you guys should probably pass on that because he's a disgusting rat fuck Jew. So like you should stay as far away from that as possible. Like nobody would pass up this opportunity. You know that, right? Like no podcast in the world, no matter how retarded you think you are, would pass the opportunity. Oh, can I interview a fucking like a world leader in like a very relevant country? Like everybody would say yes to that.
Genocide in a somewhat neutral light, and you can't be neutral when you have someone like Benjamin Netanyahu directly in an opportunity to talk to him. But that's what happened. So there is moral culpability here for you guys.
Well, I think this is the way we roll with this is it's going to give us the opportunity to get the biggest people in the world, and I think you'll know by the Full Send podcast when you watch it. It's like, hey, we're going to watch these guys are going to get big guests. We might not necessarily get these guys grilling these people, and that's just what you're going to come to expect with the Full Send podcast.
But if you don't grill them, then all you're doing is like, you know,
we're having them on, and people are watching, and they're forming their own opinions. And people are not. I just don't think people are.
Hold on.
No, I don't think so. Because people are not fucking stupid.
Wait, Kyle, you're missing the biggest point here. Hasan, we're looking to have someone from the opposite side and give them the exact same.
Hasan's not even doing a good job at explaining why you shouldn't host propaganda. He's not even a fucking intelligent person.
Like there's one side that's being genocided and the other side that's doing the genocide.
Okay, so someone who has opposite views or is on the other side.
It would be like interviewing the leadership of Hamas. You know what I mean? And that's illegal under. I mean, I don't think you would be able to
we would 100% do that if we were.
It's illegal? What?
If the Iranian supreme leader called me right now and we knew we were safe, we would obviously do that.
And going to the interview, Hasan, which I think it's funny. I think it's funny that you haven't watched yet because you're going kind of ham on us and you haven't watched. Which I understand.
I haven't had the opportunity to watch it. I was
I understand. You're busy.
To it.
But what I was going to say is that we did talk about Hamas. We did talk about a lot of these things.
I know, but just simply talking about it without having the proper knowledge and the proper equipment to be able to push back when he's lying only turns it into an opportunity for him to, like, why do you think Benjamin Netanyahu did this?
No, we agree with you. No, we agree with you. We're not. We know that.
Bro, that's the reason anyone does a podcast.
He used you guys.
But I don't know if that was necessary. I don't know if it was
lack
necessarily
of knowledge on this issue.
I don't know if that was necessarily successful though.
Yeah, that with Kyle, I agree.
I think everyone's seeing what Trump did, and Hasan, after the whole election, the whole story was how podcasts won the election, blah blah blah. That was every story. Like, I even did a bunch of interviews on it too. And I think obviously the Israeli team sees that and they're like, oh, we need to do podcasts. But in my opinion, not everyone is a Trump and that good of a speaker that can go on and kind of adapt to any environment. And I think that Netanyahu came on, and I think you see the response. And I think that podcasting doesn't work for anyone. We saw what happened with Kamala too. Like, she was a fucking disaster on pods. So I think just because we platform someone, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're trying to help them. Or I think viewers are a lot smarter than they think they are.
Okay, Benjamin Netanyahu is a multiple decade politician and has been the leader of Israel in perpetuity.
Right.
He is a lot better at propaganda than you think he is. Okay, first of all, let's just get that out of the way. The idea that you think that he is not capable of weaving through a couple softballs that you thought were hard-hitting questions that he has probably addressed a million times over is silly. Let me make no mistake.
I agree with you on that.
So my question to you is, why do you think he wanted to come on the NelkBoys podcast?
Of course he wanted to come.
We're not stupid, bro.
Of course he wanted to come on to try to win over the young audience. We're not disagreeing on that. I'm saying I don't necessarily know if that's successful. And I think just because you come on the Full Send podcast and sit beside NelkBoys and take some softball questions, if you say that, it doesn't necessarily equate to a positive outcome for the guest. I don't think platforming people, I don't think that's always a positive thing.
Right? The question is the same. Like, Adolf
you
Hitler
could just go read the comments. Like,
Adolf Hitler
it doesn't look
comes on the
like a
podcast,
positive
having
thing.
a conversation with him, and he starts, and you're like, why are you?
We can't speak to Hitler. I think we should.
He's not even explaining any actual facts. God, how does anybody listen to this guy? He's so embarrassingly fucking stupid. Holy shit! Actual Goomba from the first Super Mario movie. Jesus.
He's dead.
He's just been woke scolding them for 30 minutes. He hasn't said anything of fucking substance.
Speak to anyone alive.
Speak
to anyone alive.
I'm using that as an analogy because Adolf Hitler is a figure that you and I both agree is a truly evil.
But I think, why don't you just name one person alive for the analogy?
But I'm using this as an analogy because you
already. I don't think it's a fair analogy.
Hitler is doing something akin to what Benjamin Netanyahu is doing.
I know. I don't think it's a fair analogy.
That's why I'm using this as an analogy. There's no modern contemporary that I can use at this moment that you would have that would have a similar impact for you. That's why I'm using it as an analogy.
But you're talking about completely hypotheticals.
Yeah, of course, that's what an analogy is.
I understand that, but you're saying it's
as long as the crimes are comparable, which is genocide on both ends. As long as the crimes are comparable, then and you understand that the crimes are comparable.
It's too hypothetical. I can't speak to it. I can't speak to it.
Why I'm using it as an analogy, not just
I can't speak to it. I wasn't alive. I can't speak to it. I wasn't alive. But if you can make the analogy with anyone alive.
But the Holocaust happened, right? Obviously.
I would say so.
Okay, so since you understand that the Holocaust happened, okay, and
then there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that hate Netanyahu that say it didn't too, which is I don't understand that.
True.
So there's a lot of different fucking points of view going around that are
yes, but yeah, I'm not gonna. If you want, I can explain to you what the reasoning behind it is. Why Nazis don't like Benjamin Netanyahu. Nazis who deny the Holocaust don't like Benjamin Netanyahu because he's Jewish, and they think that Israel is a Jewish state and that they're doing this for Judaism or whatever the fuck. Wait, hold on. I think I'm Am I dropped? What's going on?
Just to be clear, he won't even say the real reason. Nazis don't like Benjamin Netanyahu. It's nothing to do with Judaism or nothing to do with even Jewish people. It has to do with the idea, the same reason you don't like him is because they think that he's controlling the U.S. government. That's why they don't like him. They don't like him because of Zog, because of Zionist occupied government. But he can't even say that because it's why he doesn't like him.
Let me try to fix it. It's not... It's not the no. It's not on my end. It's not my internet.
Oh, looks like he's getting dropped. See ya. Bye. Kick him.
The thing that's broken is it's like glitching.
No, that's your brain that's broken, bro.
I'm gonna try to hit a. Hold on. I'm gonna try to hit an ingest fix on my end. Hopefully that'll fix it.
What are you talking about? You got an expert setup in there.
I do, but it's. I think they're getting like DDoSed.
Okay, so Hasan, last, while we have you here.
Wait,
what? They would dislike him even if it wasn't Zog? This is Hasan hate brain rot? No, you're fucking retarded. Now, if you look at any neo-Nazi talking point today, the neo-Nazi talking point is not going to be, we need to go to Israel and kill all the Jews. It's that Jews are controlling our country and they're forcing things on us like mass immigration, which is causing white genocide, and they're causing us to waste our military and our money, getting involved in wars with Iran and all these other things, and the clean break memo to go and blow up all of Israel's enemies in the Middle East. That's the neo-Nazi talking points. Get out of here with this fucking retarded, like, oh, Nazis want to go to Israel and kill all the Jews. You're actually fucking retarded.
Yeah, my what the frick is going on?
What the frick? What the frick is going on? Oh shit, did you see my name pop up in chat? And he's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
The thing that the toolkit that every streamer uses is getting heavily fucking DDoSed.
What?
So that's the problem.
Hasan,
like the toolkit that people are using.
What does he even talk? What is the toolkit? What is he even talking about? Pirate software?
Is getting attacked all the time, nonstop, and they haven't been able to like withstand these attacks at all. So they're.
That's true. XQC have the same issue. Wait, what's being
showing?
What is he even talking about?
That's why you use OBS.
I don't know if they can hear me.
No, we can hear you fine. I'm telling you. Just
no, not you.
Okay, your guys. On our side, you're just a little bit.
Every streamer's been using IRL toolkit. Oh, okay, I don't know what it is. Sorry. Well, kick him out. He's gone. Get him the fuck out of here.
This is crazy.
Get him out of here.
Fuck. Jesus Christ, this is so goddamn annoying. Holy shit. What is happening?
Oh no.
What is DDoS? You know? The streamer term?
I think we use another
DDoS
one.
is direct denial of service when people just like swarm.
It's distributed denial of service, but
consistently hit a server and attack it. It's like it basically gives it the hug of death.
I just want to kill myself.
You seem good now.
I ain't listening to him talk about anything.
You're
oh
back.
my god,
You're not
kill
lagging
me.
anymore.
Holy shit, kill me.
No, I actually hit the BRB screen on my end. I'm not lagging on your end, which is fine, but I'm looking at my ingest here and it's like completely cooked. Hold on.
Should we try to hit Hasan back then?
Do you want to come back?
Wait 1 second.
We can take a couple minutes.
Uh-oh.
We have people that want to come in too.
Uh-oh.
Everyone's saying you're faking it.
Uh-oh.
I think this is your exit plan.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no.
Don't do that.
I definitely want to continue this conversation, but like,
Can we do could we do?
There's so many, like, there's so
Wait,
much
Hasan.
visual artifacting going on
Hasan.
on my stream.
Can we do a lifting stream, me, you, and Kyle, when we're back in Cali?
Sure.
You don't seem too enthusiastic about that.
Well, because I'm fucking. This is
gotta fight
so
off the
goddamn
DDoS.
annoying. I have like 50K people watching, and then it just.
Why
like,
does that happen? He said.
Does Hasan drink or no?
DDoS. People are the service that a lot of streamers,
He lifts
myself
heavy.
included, and the FaZe use is getting fucking consistently attacked by people, by nefarious actors, and it's a service that we pay a lot of money
They're
for.
saying
so
this
it's
is what
really
Hasan
fucking
does.
annoying.
Whoa, are you notorious for this?
What?
Hypotheticals to crazy exit?
Oh no.
No, I want to continue this conversation. It's just I'm incapable of doing so right now. But
our chat wants us to add Myron too. So why don't we just have a three-way?
We can't do that. We can't do that. I promise.
I can't be on with like Myron or Nick.
I got you, Hasan. I told you. I got you.
Banned.
I told Hasan we'd have him on. He's on Twitch
because they're banned on Twitch.
No, I told you. I got
the ultimate escape. The ultimate escape.
Do you want to take a couple minutes, or are you
take
good
him
now?
out?
I think we might be. Hold on. I think we might be able to. We might be able to work through this.
Come on,
but
Hasan.
I don't know. I don't know if it will.
Buddy, we're new to this shit. You're supposed to be a veteran.
No, I know. And I am.
And I am. I got fucking AirPods in my ear and shit.
Okay. Yeah, it's just like. Do you not see it? Hold on. All right, we'll continue. We'll table this discussion for later. You guys
Let's
can
do
go
it, bro.
and talk to some other people. But I don't think that
Maybe we should do we should have you on the Full Sim podcast too if you're ever down.
True.
Sure, I'm down.
Cool. All right, bro. Well, great to meet
All
you
right.
over the internet. We'll link up someday too.
All right,
Link
bye,
up,
guys.
All right, bro.
Apparently, the stream is having
Hasan dipped.
huge
Everyone
problems.
said he faked it, bro. I don't
Jesus.
think so. He brought up the hypothetical.
Which one is it? The back one? Who we have next?
Someone's saying have Destiny on.
That's me.
I've never had any contact with him, to be honest. I don't know how to get in contact with him. I think maybe him and
Twitter, Instagram.
Hasan maybe went at it or some shit.
Twitter, Instagram, DMs. I'm in them both.
Who's this?
The other one, the top.
Oh, okay. You want to bring him on?
Sure.
One thing I want to say though, that's,
Let's do a little, yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
Fuck,
is,
we
like,
got 31K live.
me and Hasan, like off stream, off camera, we're like we text like boys.
Yeah.
So it's funny when
That's
you
fine.
disagree or you don't see eye to eye on certain things, but like you're very similar.
Oh God.
When hanging out.
We're getting a call from Big Myron.
All right, let's get Myron in here.
Don't touch it.
Oh, don't touch it. Okay.
Myron would have been able to debate Hasan.
Salim got to hop in for this.
He would have been able to. He would have been able to.
Yo,
Hasan would have
Salim,
lost that debate
We need
too.
Lamy. We need Lamy for Myron. We need Lamy for Myron.
Can you hear shit?
Oh, yeah, it's fine. I can still.
You try to
Yo, Myron, you're super laggy, bro.
What's going on, guys?
Failed to start camera.
Holy. How do we
see you now?
We can see you now.
see you now? Audio's
but
a bit
your audio's
fucked.
lagged.
Your audio's fucked.
Wait,
Camera-
somebody's
camera
saying
looks
that
phenomenal.
all these streamers are buying into IRL Toolkit because they don't know how to use the multi-RTMP plugin just to stream to multiple services? What else does Hasan even stream to? What are these guys? What is happening here? Really?
Yeah, it's a Sony FX3.
Can you turn it down?
So my audio's coming in bad, you said?
Yeah, your audio's just.
He's fixing it, guys.
That's-
But mic right now is something else. He's fixing.
Fuck. Are you sure this isn't on our end? If Hasan
it's
and
not on our
Myron's.
end.
No, buddy, we're locked in right now.
What the fuck?
He uses it with his IRL backpack, so anytime on stream, he can switch to his backpack and go IRL.
Okay, so it still sound bad right now?
One more
Say it
time.
again?
Can you guys hear me? Does it still sound bad now?
A little bit.
It's-
Chat,
we're
how's the
almost
audio?
there. Yo, can we turn on the headphone a little bit?
Well, I think that's
What,
just
it's
Myron.
like choppy or
There we go. There we
There it
go.
is.
There we go.
There we go.
What's even happening?
we're good?
Yep. Now
Oh,
we're
there you
good.
go. There you go.
Myron Gains has joined the chat.
What's up, guys?
Myron, how you
Myron.
doing, bro?
I seen you in I seen you in Miami. We dabbed each other up, and then next thing I know, you seen us kissing the wall, and I don't know if we're still friends or not.
Man, dude, look, I'm not gonna knock you guys too hard like Hasan. Well, let me start off with this.
No, he didn't knock us. He didn't knock us that hard.
Nah, bro, he was been trying to fuck his son, you guys, the whole time, dude. He's such a fucking cocky dickhead.
True.
Like, look, you guys didn't know what you got into. It's not that big a deal. You know what I mean? Instead of coming in and trying to be a pompous fucking prick, what he should have done was kind of like educate you guys on the dark history of Israel and why Netanyahu is such a fucking scumbag versus trying to come in like a dickhead. So I'll keep it nice and simple for you guys. Here's the problem. Jews run America and they use their influence to subvert our government, our culture, and get us into a bunch of foreign wars. They claim to be our greatest ally when they're really not. They were involved in 9/11. They got a U.S. president killed.
Don't go conspiracy theories, Myron.
Wait. This is all the stuff Hasan wanted to say, but he's either too stupid or was unwilling to say.
Sure, and it's not a conspiracy theory. I'm going to go through with you guys with what's the real deal.
Well, wait, Myron. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but let's start with what we're talking about now is having Netanyahu on the podcast. So let's start there.
Okay. What's your opinion on that?
Just your overall opinion. Us having a world leader on, as we said.
Look, he's a war criminal, bro. He's currently wanted by the ICC. He's killed. We know 50,000 confirmed, but other estimates put it at around 330,000.
Oh no!
Harvard came out with this number because in Gaza there's a lot of people buried under the rubble. So there's all kinds of shit going on as far as when it comes to him.
Right. Are you cool? So what's your opinion on us just having him on? Do you think we should have not had him on?
Are you cool if we have Sneako on the same
well, look, my thing is, I think if you guys have him on, okay, so if I'm going to Monday morning quarterback this, like, let's say you guys had Netanyahu on, and then you had someone that was like critical of Zionism on, and you guys dropped the interview on the same day, that would have been great. Like, if y'all had done his interview, then done somebody else, then drop both interviews same day, you guys would be getting.
Well, we're gonna drop it next episode. Yeah, but like it's not our first, bro. It's not our first time getting backlash, and I understand it. And it's it's rightfully so. I understand how passionate and touchy of an issue this is, and I don't necessarily disagree with their perspective. I understand, but from our point of view, like we've said, and I'll tell you again, but with the Full Send podcast, we're gonna have everyone on. We're gonna ask them questions, and we're gonna leave it up to the viewer. I think people give us too much credit just because we have someone on and they sit beside the NelkBoys. Our audience isn't gonna fucking go like, oh my god, I love that person now because they fucking went on the Full Send podcast. No, our audience is actually, they're fucking smart. Everyone watching right now is fucking smart. They're not idiots. Just because Netanyahu comes on our pod and sits beside us and we ask him questions, they're not going to instantly go like, oh my god, I love this guy now. And this episode is a perfect example of that. Go read the fucking comments. Again, people doesn't look like we did him a great service. It looks like we had him on and...
Okay, well, let's hear Myron's response to that.
No, but I want people to know that.
Yeah, no. Look, bro, I'm for free speech. I'm a free speech absolutist.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and knock you guys for having him. I'm just saying the reason why people are pissed off is because he kind of just came in there and just lied the whole time. And exaggerated stuff. Talking about
okay, but I think people saw right through that.
Myron, I think you're actually wrong. I think people didn't even watch the episode and they're just upset with the fact that we had him on in the first place.
100%.
Well, I watched it and he lied to y'all about a bunch of shit. So that's kind of what it is. Like, I know Hasan didn't watch it, so he's over here lecturing like a fucking dickhead, but I actually watched the interview. You lied about a bunch of shit. Like, for example, one of the things he lied about was like, oh, they were burning babies alive. That's not true. A lot of the shit that happened on October 7th was a lie. There was no mass rapes. There was no beheaded babies.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah, dude. Like that's bro.
Fuck.
He fucking was just saying, look, if you guys want me to really go through this, I can. But a lot of the stuff that went down on October 7th was sensationalized and a fucking lie. Look at your chat. They know I'm telling the truth.
Let me see.
Look at your chat right now. A lot of the shit that went down on October 7th was a fucking lie. And most people don't have the balls to fucking call this shit out, dude. There was no beheaded babies, no babies in ovens. Okay. Mass rapes were a lie. Look at your chat, bro.
But murders happened.
They're saying facts, but
murders happened or no murders?
Chill.
No, murders happened, but it's very important for you guys to understand how the murders went down. So there were 1,200 people that died on that day.
Hannibal Doctrine.
Right?
Hannibal Doctrine.
400 of those people that were killed
Israeli
were
military
IDF soldiers, which by international law means they are enemy combatants.
Not true. Not true. Not
Next
true.
was about 800 people died. Now this is the part that no one wants
Hannibal
to talk
Doctrine.
about.
Hannibal Doctrine.
The 800 that died, right, that were civilians. We'll also keep in mind that everyone in Israel has
an
to
IDF
join
soldier.
the IDF at some
Yep.
point.
So they're not really
so you can make
civilians.
the argument
Do it.
that they're enemy
Do it.
combatants, but
Do
that's
it.
fine.
Do
Let's
it.
go with 800 civilians, right?
Do it. 400.
Those 800 civilians.
Say 50%.
We don't know
how many were killed
who
by
Hamas killed
and
versus who the IDF killed.
There
and
it
I know
is.
you guys are probably saying
Yep.
like, yo, what the fuck?
There it is.
The reason for that, guys, is there was a controversial directive activated that day called the Hannibal Directive.
There it is. Yes.
The Hannibal Directive.
No evidence of this at
is,
all, by the way. Zero
authorization
evidence of
from the
this.
government
Zero
to
evidence.
kill
No evidence of
Israeli
any of this
citizens
at all,
and/or
by the way.
soldiers when they're about to be kidnapped by Palestinian militias. And the reason why they do this is so they don't end up in a position where they have to exercise diplomacy and do hostages exchanges. They learned this with a guy back in 2006 named Gilad Shalit. So what Hamas did when they went in there, the goal was to get as many hostages as possible to negotiate the release of Palestinian prisoners that are in Israel. Again, I'm not here to condone their behavior, but I'm here to tell you guys why they did the said behavior and what really went down and what the intention was. So when we talk about the 800 Israelis that were killed, innocent people were killed. I'm not refuting that. But what I will say is a lot of those innocent people that were killed by the IDF. How do we know this? Because they were shot by Apache helicopters with Hellfire missiles. Hamas doesn't have that. There was some of them in the kibbutzes, which is their homes.
I mean,
they were
Myron,
shot
this
with
is
tanks.
crazy now. We're going conspiracy theories.
This is not conspiracy theories, bro. This is 100% fact.
Because
Matter of fact,
didn't on October 7th, Hamas captured American citizens as well, right?
yeah, they had like a couple U.S. citizens, but they just got one of the guys back.
We just went at. I'm gonna let you speak, but we just went at Hasan for hypotheticals and conspiracies, so we gotta just keep that same energy. And I want to tell you one thing. Wait, I'm gonna tell you really quick. You watched the podcast.
Bro,
wait,
hold on.
Myron. We went at Netanyahu for. Okay, go ahead.
Hear me out. Everything I just told you, I got from Israeli media. When I'm talking about the people that were killed, the Hannibal Directive that was activated that day, their defense minister, a guy named Yoav Gallant, admitted on October 7th the Hannibal Directive was activated, which means they killed innocent civilians. IDF did this because they didn't want them to get kidnapped. Okay? And none of this stuff is a conspiracy theory. Another thing, this comes from the Israel Times. They could have got the hostages back on October 10th. But guess what? They didn't want to get the hostages back because he wanted to bomb the fuck out of Gaza and invade. Because he used what happened on October 7th as
Is there any evidence of that whatsoever? I don't even know how real like the Hannibal Directive is. Is there any evidence whatsoever that Yoav Gallant ordered this? Is there like a recording? Is there a media reporting from anybody credible at all? Or
I don't know about everything you just said, but I will tell you that one of the things that we did press Netanyahu on is, as you know, IDF being one of probably the best military out there besides USA, is that they allowed October 7th to happen. Completely unacceptable if you're the IDF. If you're Netanyahu, to allow that to happen, there's no merit or no understanding of why that happened and how you're not prepared for that, why the response took so long. So with that, I agree with you that there is something there that's missing. And the fact that, how are you not prepared for a situation like that when you're prepared for everything else? I'll agree with you on that.
Well, here's the thing. You know, there's people out there that say that they think Netanyahu
they let it
allowed
happen
this to
intentionally.
happen.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So that he got work out. Yeah, there we go.
Or maybe
yeah,
Nick.
True.
Somebody said that earlier.
Yeah. I kind of agree with Nick on that, and let's just go through why, okay? Instead of us saying, oh, he let it happen, let's go over what happened and how he benefited. So after October 7th happened, it's very important that you guys know that he's in the middle of a corruption trial right now for bribery, right? So he was in the middle of getting prosecuted and going to court for this crime. What ended up happening was when October 7th happened, he was able to consolidate all the power and avoid the trial, and the criminal investigation was suspended because they were in active war. So what he was able to do was he invaded Gaza. Once he invaded Gaza and killed Yahya Sinwar, the head of Hamas at the time, then they invaded Lebanon. Then after they invaded Lebanon, there was a ceasefire that happened that led to the downfall of Syria. After Syria was toppled, then they launched Operation Rising Lions. And then they used the U.S. to bomb the Houthis. So this was all a systematic plan that is helping Netanyahu stay in power while simultaneously allowing him to get into wars to expand Israel. This is all about regime change and effectuating destabilization all across the Middle East. This is what they've been doing for a very long time. That's his intention, and that's what went down. So he benefited a lot from October 7th. This is why so many people believe that he at least he allowed it to happen or stood down.
Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time there's been like a false flag in order to start a war. So I wouldn't rule that out.
Wait, but Myron, what were your other biggest takeaways from the interview?
Well, the other thing also is that he didn't talk about why Hamas attacked, right? I think it's very important to understand why your adversaries hate you, right? And the thing in American media that we don't do enough of is we don't talk about how Israel constantly gets into wars, does false flags, bombs innocent people, destabilizes Middle Eastern countries, and the reason why they're able to engage in this reckless foreign policy is because they know that the United States is going to back them unequivocally. And the reason why we back them so much is because we have rich Zionists and high levels
Adelson.
of power in the United States
That's what Hasan
across
was hinting
different
at.
sections. There's a reason why talking about this topic gets you in trouble and or banned. It's probably one of the most taboo topics, especially before October 7th. It's why I got demonetized talking about Israel and Jewish power in America. They run this shit. And for you to call it out, there's,
You in
oh,
contact
that's
with anybody?
anti-Semitic. No,
yeah,
it's realistic.
we're working our connections. Okay.
I don't know if Steiny told you, but yeah, what we're going to do next episode, and we were already planning to do this even before this episode came out, was we want to find a really good person to have that represents, the opposite side. And that's going to be the next episode of the Full Send
I'm
podcast.
going to tell you right now, dude. I'm going to tell you right now, me and Nick are by far the best at this. No one comes close because everyone is too pussy to call out the real problems. Because here's the thing, right?
But Myron, we want
Guys,
someone that's there.
What was that?
Someone not in America.
Someone non-American?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that makes it difficult.
What do you mean makes what makes
Well,
it
we're not
difficult?
ruling anyone out, but we're just going to, we'll talk to people. We're going to talk to a lot of our Palestinian friends. We have a lot of them too.
I mean,
a lot of
if
UFC
you wanna
fighters
get,
that we're close with and got their opinions.
Yeah, sure. Like, I mean, if you want to get like a Palestinian perspective, that's cool. But what I'm saying is,
Okay, wait,
bro.
Myron, we're seeing breaking news, a tweet. LMFAO having Nelk interview Netanyahu is like Ted Bundy doing a podcast with a woman. These dudes are fucking retarded.
Wow, Myron.
But here you are.
I thought.
Uh-oh.
You didn't say that was retarded. You said we're retarded.
Because you're using the platform, right? Just like, I'll give you the chance, but I'm just saying.
no, that was retarded to have him on. It was.
Would you not interview him if you had the opportunity?
Well, here's the thing. Like I said before, I told y'all, if I was gonna go interview Netanyahu, I would have interviewed someone else that opposes Israel's government.
Well, we're gonna do
doing
that.
Interviews on the same
We're gonna
day.
do that.
You can't do that at the same time. It's really hard.
We can handle backlash for a week.
Bro. Let's be 100%
with
honest here.
Netanyahu,
You
Myron.
guys. Let's be 100% honest, not bullshit. You guys didn't think you were gonna get this much backlash, and now you're
No,
damage control.
bro, are you crazy?
Like,
We
that's
knew
what it
this.
is.
Why
Myron, can I tell you? I'll be honest. Like I said on the pod, I'm not the most educated on this. When we got the opportunity, I started asking my Jewish friends, and I was like, "Yo, we're gonna have Netanyahu on the pod. Like, what do you think?" And they're like, "Bro, I fucking hate him." And then I asked another person, and they said the same thing. And then I'm like, "Oh, what do your parents think about him?" They're like, "Oh, they don't like him." So that's when I really knew. I was like, "Dude, this guy is the most hated man on the planet." And I realized that before we did the interview. Myron, this is not a shock to us at all, whatsoever. We actually posted. I posted on my Instagram story. You could check. We're going live on Kick before we drop this pod.
Oh God.
No, I know you guys were. But what I am saying is,
the hate is not a surprise whatsoever.
The whole fucking clown crew of the Zog shit.
no, what I'm saying is,
Oh. Who did that?
Should we do Sneako for a little bit?
Well, yeah, we don't want to.
I think we're all on
We
the
do
call.
both at the same time?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you. We can't see you.
I can join after Myron's done it, unless you want to do a group call. But Myron was doing his thing.
All right, well, let's.
Yeah,
I think we have one
I
at a
don't
time to
mind.
make it simple. If that's cool.
Yeah. Okay, I'll join. Just join back in.
Let me ask really quick. The
when
chat's
he's-
also going crazy. Real quick, both you guys. The chat's going crazy to add Destiny. What's your guys'
I don't
situation with
mind.
either of them? Or with him,
I get
sorry.
along with Destiny fine.
Sneako, what about you?
Well, I don't see the point. I mean, he agrees. He's
so mad. Sneako's
he's
so
pro-Israel.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he is pro-Israel.
I don't think there's a point of
If
having.
you are- if you are
I don't
looking-
I don't think there's a point of having pro-Israel people on tonight.
With them?
Yeah, if you guys are going to get more backlash from that than less.
Well, it could be entertaining.
I think
but
it's entertainment.
I want to hear from Sneako though.
By the way, we can't
let's
see
Sneako
either
on
of you.
cam.
What was that?
We just don't see your cameras.
Oh, okay. I'll turn mine on right now. But yeah, dude, just to finish what I was saying, like.
Let's let Myron finish, yeah, and then
go
we'll
ahead.
chat with Sneako.
Yeah. When I said that having him on is retarded, like, yeah, it is retarded because if you're gonna have somebody like that on, you got to have like a juxtaposition immediately set up.
Honestly,
right?
you're right. It
So,
is kind of retarded.
you know, and then like again, I'm not shitting on y'all because you didn't know. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and try to little bro you guys and be like, oh fuck you guys, blah blah.
Myron,
but
show your camera, bro.
all right, let me hold on. Give me 1 sec. Sneako could talk while I get it on. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was
Wait,
talking to
Sneako, hold on.
Sonny.
Sneako, I just want to say your house looks fucking immaculate.
Oh, thank you. This
Holy
is
shit.
this is in New York.
The furniture is not cheap. Furniture is not cheap.
Send me your interior designer.
That's me. I'm the designer.
Damn. Guy's got a fucking zebra carpet.
Are we invited to stay at the crib?
I got to.
Holy shit.
Of course you guys can.
All right, Myron, your camera's good.
All right, we're back on.
Should I let Myron finish before?
Yeah, let Myron finish.
I mean, bro, it's up to you guys. I don't mind Sneako on the call. I'm not like
we'll do one at a time. We'll do one at a time because we want to bring on a bunch of people. So you finish up, Myron.
I'll join back in after.
Well, no, Sneako, stay on and just stay. Okay.
Okay, go.
So yeah, what I was saying before, bro, is basically the reason why a lot of people don't like Netanyahu is obviously he's committing a bunch of war crimes. And the other reason why people are pissed off is because Israel claims to be our greatest ally, but they've been involved in a bunch of bullshit. They've stolen nukes from us. They were involved in 9/11. They had foreknowledge it was going to happen. This is all declassified information. It's not a conspiracy theory, contrary to what people tell you. The guy that owned the building got the biggest insurance payout ever, and he's a close friend of Netanyahu. They were involved in the assassination of John F. Kennedy because he tried to take their nukes away. Like, this is all factual stuff that's come out from declassified documents. And we give these guys an enormous amount of aid, and then they drag us into foreign wars. Like Iraq, for example, in 2003. We had no business over there. Saddam Hussein had nothing to do with Osama bin Laden. We ended up in fucking Iraq, and 1 million people died. For what? Wars for Israel. Because Israel has a reckless foreign policy that we back, that Netanyahu's been a part of for the past 30 years, where we drag Americans into conflict for no fucking reason. And they have way too much influence in our government and with AIPAC and not even have to register in NEFERA. So that's why so many people have issues with Netanyahu and the Zionist lobby in America.
Myron, my quick question to you is that
Makes sense.
Do you have a problem with, how do you separate having a problem with Jews and having a problem with Israel?
Sure, that's a good question. So there are people, right, that have been vocal about this that are Jewish, right? There's people like Max Blumenthal, Dave Smith, Norman Finkelstein. There's a bunch of people.
My God, all the worst.
That talk about this stuff.
The
and they
nightmare
talk about the
blunt
atrocities and
rotation.
bad foreign policy. Jeffrey Sachs, etc. A lot of intellectuals. But I think the important thing that people need to understand is that most Zionists are actually evangelical Christians, right? But most Jews are Zionists. So this is why you run into the problems that you have. Now, every Jew is a Zionist. A lot of them are actually, anti-Israel, which is great.
That's not true.
But it's not about having a problem with Jews. It's about having a problem with Zionists. It just so happens that most Zionists tend to be Jewish.
Okay, because I think that's a big problem, especially on the internet. Is that everyone at this point is grouping two and two together, and I think that there's a differentiator between being Israeli and being an American Jew. And like your buddy, like you're never gonna turn down a collab from Aiden Ross, right?
Yeah, I'm cool with Aiden, but like again, Aiden's not committing a genocide right now. Like,
For sure.
It's not the same. You know what I mean? It's a completely different situation. And again, like I said before, it's a very sensitive topic. People are terrified to talk about it for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna go ahead and really have this discussion, I think people need to understand that Israel is not our greatest ally like they claim, and we give them way too much money and they're dropping bombs on kids and they make us look bad, and they don't deal with accountability for their reckless foreign policy ever.
All right, Myron, we appreciate you, bro. We're gonna bring Sneako on.
No problem, man.
What do they mean when they say Israel's still nuclear weapons? So the meme,
All right, man.
I actually repeated this a lot, that Israel probably pursued nuclear weapons by taking U.S. Nuclear secrets. I don't actually think that's true, though. I think it was because they were working with France when they got them, and I think later on they did nuclear testing with South Africa. I think they just liked the theory of they took it from the U.S. because we think that Israel and the U.S. have worked together since its inception, which is not true, and that Israel and the U.S. are obsessed with loving each other. But I think Israel did their nuclear testing and everything. I think with South Africa, there was some island to the south of South Africa where a lot of nuclear testing happened. And then I think France, gave them their first reactor because Israel was close with France initially.
Yeah.
Who's the other one, bro?
I shouldn't say initially. After 48, but before 73. Before,
it makes no difference.
Yo.
Can you hear me?
What year did Israel get their first nuke? I don't know if we know for sure, but I know that
what's up?
There were talks of them internally using it in 73, and I don't think that they were talking about it in 67. So sometime between that, maybe?
You go get adjusted here.
I can't wait to hear Sneako's opening.
It's my favorite.
Sneako's
Yeah,
opening.
give me a second, I can't hear you.
Yeah, you're
Sneako's
good.
opening bars are gonna be crazy. I know it.
Oh, Discord, come on!
Sneako's been loading the ammo up. I want to hear this opening
Why the
rip.
fuck? Are they making fun of my? They look like they're making fun of my room.
Yo, chat. We're not gonna have Destiny on tonight because he's pro-Israel, and we've already covered that
Why
side.
don't we have him on at the same time with Sneako?
Sneako, you want to go at him?
Fireworks.
Sneako doesn't want this.
I'm down to sit back.
Why don't we and you host a debate?
I'm down. No, we should do that.
Well, we could do it.
Yeah.
Sneako, are you cool with that, or can you hear us or not?
That's Destiny?
Yeah,
I
I
can hear
know.
you now, but it's not my headphones. It is what it is.
No, you're good. I'll tell you when to bring him on. But
Okay.
tell him it's going to
We'll
be
chat
with
with
Sneako.
Sneako
We
for
got to
a
make
bit.
it clear with
Can
him.
you hear me? Everything's
Cool.
good?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna do this.
My oldest friend. My friend of 6
How you
years.
doing, Steinberg?
My oldest friend of...
It's likely the USA didn't approve of Israeli nuclear weapons because we didn't approve of French or South African ones. I mean, we didn't have to. I don't know if we had to. Everybody was trying to get nuclear weapons, right?
No, I'm not gonna lie. We had a fucking great time. We missed you, bro. I don't know if you're still up to that activity, but we would love to have you.
What activity?
No, just going out and stuff.
A lot of Haram and San Tropez.
Yeah,
let's just say that.
I know. I've been going out a little more this summer.
Oh, bro, you should have attended. It was a wild time. Wait, Sneako, before we do this, at some point, can we bring Destiny on, or what's your guys' standing right now? We'll wait. We'll talk to you for 10, 15 minutes before.
Okay, hold on. I just want to fix my audio if we're gonna do this prop. I don't know why the fucking thing.
On our end, you're perfect.
Damn.
And also, did you watch the pod or no?
Every big interview, this happens. This has been happening years and years and years for me.
What's that?
Chuck, why is this not working?
Is it us? Like every.
They said they're gonna talk on the for a bit before they're with me. I'll be back in a second.
Alright, fuck it. I'm just gonna use the speakers.
Sneako, did you watch the interview?
Yeah. I mean, you sent it to me.
So you saw the clips.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty much the interview, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, at first I was really upset because I'm somebody who hates Netanyahu, and I know what he's doing, and it's a genocide. I think he's worse than Adolf Hitler. I mean, at least the differences or a comparison. Netanyahu's starving people in Palestine right now, and I thought that you guys knew, but I could hear based on we've been talking about the Steiny, and I've seen the back and forth that you guys had with other people. I don't think you guys know too much about this conflict. And when I was talking to you, Steiny, privately, you were saying like, oh, I don't want to hear about conspiracy theories, and when I mentioned Epstein's connection to Israel, but a lot of what they were saying was a conspiracy theory. You guys know that has been revealed over the past 5-6 years as being true. Right, like the COVID vaccine, for one, they called you a crazy conspiracy theorist. So it's not. I wouldn't write people off that quickly by saying that anymore.
Sneako, I wouldn't say conspiracy.
I'm
theory,
not against conspiracies.
I'd say off topic, rather.
I'm not against conspiracies.
Like I think having Netanyahu on the podcast and then jumping into.
Bro, chat's gotta chill. We're gonna have Destiny on.
Yeah, Destiny's gonna come.
Destiny's gonna come.
But what I was saying, Sneako, is going from having Netanyahu on the pod to what we talked about earlier. We jumped fucking through hurdles to get to what we were talking about. So that was the only thing, is I want to stay more on topic than go into rabbit hole conspiracies.
Yeah. So when I first saw that, when I first saw it was leaked, I was thinking, okay, you guys are close with the Trump administration. We know the relationship you guys have. We know how Trump is basically owned by Netanyahu, whether or not you like to believe that. You guys have seen the picture of Trump pulling out Netanyahu's chair while he's sitting down, right? Every other world leader, Trump does the handshake and brings him in. Netanyahu, he just like, come sit right here, come sit there. He's the only person that Trump seems afraid of, right? And you guys are Trump supporters. You know the slogan, America First, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How can we put America first but send $4 billion to Israel every year?
So, wait, what about the point that I think that a lot of people make this, and I'm not saying this, but I feel like a lot of people want to say that Israel's America's strongest ally. That's what I've heard.
Right. What do we get from Israel as our greatest ally?
No, but I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that when you talk about him and Trump having that different relationship, I think it's the fact that they probably talk the most.
Yeah, we got it.
Who knows their relationship? But I feel like that's not that important, right?
Oh yeah, well, I'm asking you guys as Trump supporters. You guys want to put America first. You don't want to fund Ukraine, right? We don't.
I'm gonna actually agree with you. And I actually said to Netanyahu's face, I was like, "Yo, you're making it harder and harder for Americans to want to support Israel. Like, it's like almost non-existent at this point, it feels, from a social media perspective or just from an American perspective. It's like you go to the average American and you think they're going to be free Palestine. So I agree with you that I don't think that Netanyahu or Trump is making it any easier for an American to want to support Israel.
Trump has failed in a lot of ways. I know you guys are very, pro-Trump for a lot of years, but he said no more wars, and then he ended up bombing Iran. And he didn't bomb Iran for America. We have no involvement in this conflict. He bombed them for Israel. Because if you notice in your podcast, Netanyahu, he always says, you notice this, Kyle, whenever he mentions Israel, the United States, he says we. He says we, like, this is our
He
war,
was.
this is
I
us.
noticed that he was very trying to, like, obviously, go after Americans and, like, speak to Americans. Obviously, that's why he came on.
Well, he was trying to align Israel and America the entire
included
time.
as one.
Yeah.
That's
We
the
noticed
that's the
that.
doublespeak that's the doublespeak they've been doing for a long time, and you guys are releasing the podcast at the worst time ever because there's the biggest mass awakening to this
I
problem ever
The
right
mass
now, and you
awakening.
dropping it at the height of that awakening, which is it's strategic from him because he wants to get some support, but I don't think it's going to reflect well upon him. But as Americans, you guys have a very strong American fan base.
Oh, yeah. Oh shit.
Fuck, bro.
Sorry.
You touch it.
I pressed. I meant to refresh that.
Rip.
Judd, can we add him back in?
My bad.
Fix it on site.
My bad, boys.
So, Sneako, we're bringing you right back in.
I meant to fucking refresh my screen. My bad.
Call him right there.
Let Judd do it. We have Red Bulls?
No, fix it. I
Huh.
got coffee for you. The fuck is the coffee? Oh, it's time to get.
That's mine.
I just made a coffee for you.
My girl will make
My
one.
bad.
Stop spamming
That might
chat
have
if you're
been the
spamming
massage.
chat, okay?
Did Mossad just shut it off?
It
Yeah.
might have been. Or I might have hit Command R by accident.
Okay, so go ahead with what you're saying.
I can't see your camera.
Shit. I think that's a problem on your end.
No, that's you guys for sure.
Judd, he can't see our camera. Are we screen sharing the monitor?
We all good, bro. Our side.
Well, he can't see
Any
us.
milk? No? Is there any milk in? Oh, thank you.
You can call him again.
You can hear us though, yeah?
Okay, but you can see me. It's fine.
Yeah.
We can see you. If you can't see us, I don't know how that.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
I was just saying, about putting America first, right? Like
see you right now.
Do you think that
America
we should
first.
spend as American citizens? You guys have a big American following. You are a representation of young American culture. Should we be giving our tax dollars to Ukraine?
Oh my God.
I don't think so.
So why should we be doing the same thing for Israel? Like you said, they're our greatest ally. I don't even know if you believe that. What do we get? What do we get from our greatest ally?
It's a good point. I mean, again, I'm not super educated on it all, but I mean, yeah, it's a good point.
We don't get anything from like that. The truth is, they'll say that's the answer. They'll reply with military aid, but the military aid is to fight their wars. I noticed, and I'm glad you guys said this in the podcast. I think Kyle, you said specifically, we have PTSD and trauma from going into Iran, going into Iraq.
Yeah.
We fought all these wars, and do you know who remember the lie of the weapons of mass destruction?
Mm-hmm.
That was
Remember when they
Jewish.
said that? You know who said that in front of Congress? That was
Netanyahu.
Benjamin Netanyahu. He told our government, Iraq has weapons of mass destruction. They have chemical weapons. We need to go there and stop them. We were in that war for over 10 years. We found out they had no weapons of mass destruction. They need us to have, they need American base in the Middle East, right? Because Israel's so hated. There's a small little nation in the Middle East surrounded by Arab countries and other people that don't want them there because they have nukes, but nobody else can have nukes. We'll say we have to invade Iran because they can't have nukes. Israel has a nuclear bomb, and all the surrounding countries, they're not okay with that. So they need to have some support. They drag us time and time again into the Middle East to go and fight their wars for them with the lie that we're their greatest ally while we receive no benefits from them at all.
I think there have been some benefits. I'm not sure, but there
Name
has
one.
to be. Sneako, you got to know.
The Suez Canal?
There are none.
I mean, like one of the most important trade routes in all of fucking in all the world economy.
But we
I mean,
don't
like,
need them. Like, our country, we're surrounded on both sides. We have oceans. We have the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, Canada.
I mean,
Tom,
would
sorry,
you
Kyle,
say that? Yeah.
I think Sneako, I think that there's some sense of like they have similar ideology, they have similar beliefs that America does. And I think that's
they're
why
an ethno state. Say, bring up the ethno state thing.
they consider
Do the
Israel
ethno
as
state
not
thing.
maybe our
Do it.
strongest ally, but our
Ethno-state.
most
Say it.
comparative.
No, they don't. And this is where that's
in what
not
sense?
true.
In where they are? In where they are? In the
Ethno-state.
Middle East, and where they are, because
Ethno-state.
they do believe in like.
Say it. Ethno-state.
And I'm not trying to get too fucking
democracy. They believe
yes,
in,
exactly.
I know
There's
you're
democracy
They're
there.
apartheid. They don't have
believe in all
What you're
this.
saying is, in the Arab countries, they're going to say like they oppress women and you know the hijab.
I wasn't going to say that, but I
I'm
was going to
saying-
say that they do have a democracy in Israel, so I think that that's maybe why there is that.
But this is the secret that they have. Israelis hate Jesus Christ. They spit on Christians. They bomb. They're bombing
My
churches
bad.
and they're killing Christians as well.
I went to Israel.
Wait, hold on. We're
I
going to
was-
interject there.
I was never spit on.
We also went to where Christ was born.
You guys were there. You guys went there to kiss the wall, and you were there as a.
That's not even
representative of
true.
America.
We went there and we saw the Christian quarters, we saw the Muslim quarters. We went to where was it? Christ was born, or what did we see there?
Yeah, I think we were hammered at the wall too.
Yeah. So we did
You
go
were
to where
hammered
Christ
there?
was born.
No, at the wall. I can't.
But I'm just Sneako. We're being 100% transparent. Like we
Yeah.
saw just,
believe you,
they showed us
but-
everything.
The difference is.
And Kyle
the people,
being
the Arab
Catholic, and yeah, go ahead.
So if the United States is a majority Christian country and it was founded as a majority Christian country, the difference is those surrounding countries that you're saying don't have democracy, they love Jesus, and the Israelis hate Jesus. They believe that they rejected Jesus and they're waiting for their own Messiah. That's the main difference, is that we have more in common theologically with those countries than we do with Israel. If you ask any Israeli what they think of Jesus Christ, they will say that he's burning in feces and excrement in hell. They have rejected him.
Bro,
This is brain broken.
Sneako.
That's not a conspiracy.
You said if you ask
shit.
any Israeli.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Then
hate
what?
Jesus.
But what? And you're a Muslim, right?
Yeah.
So if I ask any Muslim
Barely.
this question and they're gonna give me that response, like that's
No.
where I just like
Muslims
I
believe
feel like
that
they're
Jesus
grouping,
was a
they're
Muslim.
grouping everybody
A lot of
together, and I feel like that's where it makes it difficult.
I'm just telling you what's true. Muslims
But you're not.
believe
You're
that
saying if
Jesus-
you ask anybody this, then they're gonna give you that response. That's not a fair thing to say about any group of people out there. I'm gonna be honest. And I agree
have
with a lot of
Israelis?
things that you said, but
I
that's
would
a
have asked
crazy.
it to Netanyahu. Those are the hard hitting questions that I would have asked to somebody like Netanyahu. Right.
Do you hate Jesus?
If you ask any Muslim this question, they will tell you that they love Jesus, that he's the Messiah, he's the prophet. If you ask Israelis, I could send you videos of the Israelis spitting on Christians as they walk through. That's the major difference.
I
And
think there's
that,
a lot
idea-
of there's a lot of good people in Israel too that don't agree with what's going on though. I know that for a fact.
The prophet is Jesus Christ for Muslims? Is that? Did I
And we
miss
said
that?
this to Nick too. Is that I think
Is that
Jews just get boxed in as a whole? You know, like obviously there's rich Jews that run fucking
prophet?
Hollywood, but like
He said the prophet.
Our guy that runs our fucking
He said the number
chat
one
right now
prophet.
is in New York.
Me.
You too, but no, I'm saying our guy that runs our fucking shit.
Did you say Jews run Hollywood?
I mean, everyone says that.
That's what Nick was saying. That's why he's.
That's
carried
what
that
Nick
on.
said, but I'm saying they box those Jews in with like normal Jews. Like the guy that runs our shit, he's a guy from New York. He shares an apartment. He's lucky to pull He's lucky to pull a.
Muslims accept him as a prophet from Allah, but his message got corrupted. Yeah, I think Muslims rewrite the. I think they believe in most of the things from the Gospels and everything, but they say that Jesus was actually Muslim, and the message got fucked up or whatever, or corrupted somehow. I don't know.
You know, Rabbi Shmuley with all of Jews, because most Jews that I know are good people. Like Aiden's my best. I'm part Jewish myself. Steiny and I were good friends, and I was talking to Steiny. He's like, man, the hatred is rising a lot, and yeah, Jews should not be responsible for this. I saw Myron talking about it earlier. People like Dave Smith, people like Norman Finkelstein. A lot of people have been speaking up about this properly.
A lot.
You know who one of the major American politicians are that did not want to send more money to Israel? Was Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders, yeah,
Bernie
we're
Sanders.
educated over here.
He's a Brooklyn Jew, and he's the only one saying, hey, we should stop giving all our... Why is every politician owned by AIPAC? Right?
Yes.
Why does people asking questions, why is an Israeli flag next to the American flag all the time? Why are they getting all their money from Israel?
By the
Why
way,
is
we
AIPAC
got
the biggest-
if you're curious, we got zero bag for this, obviously.
Yeah, right.
I thought you guys did, and you
We
guys
didn't get that. We didn't get the Sneako Rumble back. I promise you that. It was not
buddy. I
near
don't
that.
have an interior designer.
Yeah,
not just yet.
We don't have the couch in there. We're furnitureless over
you guys,
here.
You know, there are 20 people in that room that was CIA and Mossad, even if you weren't aware of that.
No, I'm not. I mean, it probably was. There was 20 people in suits.
But there was no, there not even. There was a lot of there's a lot of women in there too.
I mean, that doesn't really mean that.
That doesn't mean shit. We don't know who was in there. Sneako, we will tell you there was 20 people in there. We don't know what the fuck their role was.
Dude, we were in the Blair House. That's where they like.
Wait, but
that's like a part of the White House where they anyone that foreign comes and that's where they like stay and sleep.
Sneako, this is my
how crazy is that?
That makes it more difficult to conduct that interview. But what I will say is, I agree with you, and you're right that I don't agree with a lot of things Netanyahu's done at all. And I think he was way too aggressive. He's been too aggressive with continuing to bomb Arab countries. But I am telling you, like, one thing that I brought up to him was like, it's harder and harder as an American Jew even, to support you. Like, it's becoming nearly impossible with the backlash, with the way that America now feels about Israel. Like, it's becoming nearly impossible. So that was my biggest issue. That's why I don't really empathize with Netanyahu's, because I'm sitting here like, bro, I put America first. Yes, I understand the situation, but it's becoming difficult.
So do you put America first or Israel first?
America. I'm an American.
Jesus.
So then Netanyahu is trying to bring us into another world war. All right, and even though this seems like it's subtle right now, Trump bombing Iran was the first step of World War III potentially happening.
Oh my God.
Right, that is an act of war. They called it a 7-day war or something short. That was not supposed to happen. And best believe that Iran is looking to retaliate in some sort of way. And we're going to try to blame them again, but we struck them first. So this is not a good sign. And if anybody says they're America first, Netanyahu is the biggest enemy to that statement. Netanyahu is the one that's taking our tax dollars, is the one who's blackmailing our politicians, and is the one who's trying to drag us into another war. Every American should say that we should stay far away from this guy, that he should not have any influence. And when he says things like we need to separate that and draw a line between the two. And I'm very disappointed at Trump. As a former Trump supporter in 2016, seeing what he's doing, it makes me embarrassed. And
You were a supporter in 2020, were you not?
In 2024 was difficult in the beginning. Towards the end, I knew that it would be how strategic it would be to remind people about what America first really was. The reason people like you guys and your fan base supported Trump in 2016 was because he was saying America first. Let's go back to that idea. Let's put our country first. We spent too much money and too much time in these other countries fighting wars. We have problems right here. We don't need to keep funding other places.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit's a mess, bro.
But yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, no, we're gonna bring. What
what
about having you and Destiny at the same time?
Every time I have a big interview, he comes around. You guys can have enjoy and have a great conversation with him. I'm sure you'll love him.
Get him the fuck
Wait, but
out.
Sneako, let's get the overall message. Last time,
True.
this has been the biggest negative that we've had. Nick Fuentes, Myron, everyone's talked about it. Us platforming Netanyahu, in a sense where we're trying to interview a world leader. What's your opinion on that? And Hasan.
Yeah, I'll be real. I mean, I like you guys, but I think Netanyahu saw you as a useful tool. I thought that, his PR is the worst it's ever been, and I think the Trump administration was somewhat kind of pressuring you guys to do that. Am I wrong?
No, not at all.
Yeah, then you guys have nothing to gain from that. If you guys were doing it from like, okay, let me be neutral and ask.
We honestly, we did have nothing to gain.
But wait, Sneako,
we gained nothing.
Sneako, as a good friend of mine.
I don't think you should have done it from a business standpoint, because I know like you're, how good of a businessman you are. I think that was a major mistake.
For sure.
It's gonna.
Sneako, let me tell you this.
Let me ask you this. Did a great job today.
Let me ask you this, Sneako, as a friend of mine we've had some good times in the past. But you always preach being a brand risk, being all this. This is the most brand risk thing you could ever do. So shouldn't you?
No, I don't preach being a brand risk. Aiden's
that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You do preach being a brand risk.
No. I don't preach being a brand risk, but I know how difficult it is to criticize Israel. It's the
No,
most.
but shouldn't you have some sort of support or empathy in the fact that it's like, yeah, we're having someone on who's the biggest brand risk of all time? Sure, you might not agree with them.
But there's a difference between being canceled for the right things and the wrong things, right? Netanyahu's hated because he's killing people and starving children. I've been canceled because I criticize Israel. And a lot of people don't know this, and they don't want people to wake up. There was a moment when Kyle was interviewing Andrew Tate, and Tate asked you the question, like, what's the one thing you can't criticize in America? And Kyle's like, the Dems? And it's like, no, you can't talk about the Jews. You can't speak about them.
I'm telling you, bro, I'm not super tapped in with that entire situation. I was super into the, the American politics, because I think it affects, like, where I'm from too, and America obviously controls, like, the world, so I was super interested in that. But when it comes to the Israel Palestine and that whole territory and the history of that, I'm really not educated on that entire situation. So
yeah, but the reason why there's a difference between me and Netanyahu when it comes to being a brand risk is, like, I got banned on Instagram for being Free Palestine. Like, they never messaged me why. If we're really gonna look at why I got banned off of all social media platforms, it wasn't really because of misogyny or because of COVID misinformation, election misinformation. It was because I criticized Israel. That's the one subject you can't criticize. And you saying,
but how do you know that for a fact?
I mean, look at the pattern between all the people you just had on. Myron has been banned on Instagram at the same time.
Hasan's fine.
Israel. Nick Fuentes. But
what about
Hasan is the difference. The leftists have a shield. If you wave the transgender flag as well, you have a different shield. Like, that's the reality.
Wait, did Hasan
Why
wave
does
that
Israel
flag?
care about that?
Yeah.
Hasan's waved the flag.
How about gays for Gaza, though? That's one thing we could agree on, no?
See, that's Hasan's thing. Like, I mean, that's what they do.
How does
that work?
That's fucking crazy.
I don't agree with that. Like, that's the whole, Zoran Mamdani's doing that too. But it's kind of embarrassing. But that's how the whole movie.
We gotta send Gabe to one of those.
Is Mamdani doing or preaching gays for Gaza?
Is Mamdani pushing? I mean, he was at a pride parade, and he's also pro-Palestinian. He's kind of like a Hasan, but it gets complicated. The point is, this is the one thing.
No, I saw the interview with Mayor Adams. Don't worry.
You saw what?
With Mayor Adams.
Yeah, I had a great. Let me show you something real quick. Okay, so
I'm just trying to take in how rich you are, but yeah.
Yeah.
I know that white couch is not cheap.
That's what you notice, my white couch?
Restoration Hardware is all over that place. Chat, this guy's living good.
So look, I do an interview with Eric Adams the next day, the New York Post, the day after Trump bombs Iran. So this is major news right here. Ayatollah, you see Trump on the front. Page 2 of the New York Post is the New York Post calling me an anti-Semite, and also putting at the top, it says Free Palestine. This is a vlog I made about Free Palestine, and they put that here. They call me an anti-Semitic, all this. They mention how, things I've said about Palestine and Israel. To make it a headache for people like Eric Adams to have me on.
Yeah.
Right? This is the number one brand risk thing.
Yeah.
This is the control of the media, the control of these, of these major establishments, and everything that you need in order to have a career. Yeah. That's how they'll shut you out. Netanyahu controls these. People just don't like him because he's killing people.
Netanyahu controls these things.
No, we understand that. We appreciate you coming on.
Dr. Sneako.
Sneako's been a friend of mine for a time. It's good to see you again.
How about? Yeah, good luck. I'm gonna watch the full podcast on stream right now, and I gotta say I do appreciate you guys having these conversations with difficult people.
I mean, bro, like we said, we're gonna have next episode is gonna be someone that has the complete opposite point of view. So I think that's our duty, and we understand that, and that was our plan all along. We're not just doing that because we were well aware. Sneako, I'm not an idiot. I was well aware of what was going to happen when we released this interview.
Yeah, but I don't realize the strategy. Like, that's just such a bad strategy for me.
Bro, at the end of the day, it's just like I said this. I'll say it one more time. But Full Send Podcast, bro. If we get an opportunity, we'll have anyone on the planet. It's not up to me to censor the guest, even someone that is that people think is a war criminal. He's wanted.
So let me word that. Even someone that is wanted for being a war criminal,
We will have them on. We will ask them questions. They'll give their answers, and then we'll let our viewers formulate their own educated opinion based on what the guest says.
Sneako.
And that's what we did. We will do that with anyone on the planet.
Sneako, that's
And that's what the Full Sun Podcast is. Obviously, other podcasters, they don't do that.
You gotta respect that, Sneako. You gotta respect that. I know you're the brand risk king. You gotta.
I believe you wholeheartedly.
But do I understand? Do I understand these perspectives? And I'm actually learning a lot by reading, and I'm actually learning now by like.
That's why we went Nick Fuentes, Myron, Hasan, and then Sneako.
And I'm sure our whole audience is learning now. I bet you some people, dude, I know there's people that are just like me that don't really know what's going on. And what did they just do? They just watched the Benjamin Netanyahu pod. Now they just watched a stream with 3 people that had the complete opposite viewpoints. Next Full Send Podcast episode, they're about to watch someone with the complete opposite viewpoints. So what we're really doing is fucking educating our audience, and they're hearing both sides. They're hearing the very far, someone that's wanted as a war criminal, and then they're hearing the complete opposite side. So I think in the end, right now we're getting backlash, but I think, in another week or a week and a half or 2 weeks, I think we're actually doing a service to the entire internet. And we're biting the bullet for it, but I think
why do you guys take a strong stance? I understand that perspective, and I do believe you're doing it. But why take a stance when it comes to Trump, but not something like? Is it because your lack of expertise on the Israel-Palestine issue?
Yeah.
Why go all in?
Lack of expertise.
And then what is it about Trump that you guys support?
I mean, I like this whole message now. I like this whole message leading up to the campaign. I mean, I think Sneako, one thing he did, if Kamala was in office, I mean, there's obviously some sketchy shit going on now with the Epstein stuff. I'm not a fan of that.
Gotta tell them to release those files, man. We need Trump to release those files.
I agree. But one thing I think that Trump did for sure is, free speech is. If Kamala won, do you know where free speech would be right now, bro? I deal with all these platforms. Like, what you're allowed to do now on YouTube, and the way YouTube, like Sneako, I've told this story before, but when we uploaded our podcast with Trump in 2022 or whenever, remember when we got him first?
Yeah.
And they deleted it and shit?
That's why I got to strike for the same thing, election misinformation.
Yeah, election
That's
misinformation.
part of the reason I'm on YouTube.
So when we had him on there too, it was like, it was crazy. YouTube deleted it. And then I went to the inauguration this year, and there was a YouTube event, like a YouTube Google event. I walked in, the CEO of Google's there, the CEO of YouTube's there, and in the corner of the TV, there's a fucking TV, and on like repeat is like a montage of all the content that people did with Trump leading up to the election. And I'm just sitting there like thinking like, wait a second, 2 years ago, you guys literally deleted our fucking interview, gave us a strike, almost got our channel deleted, and 2 years later, you guys now have a TV and you're praising him in the corner at a Google event. So,
I'm still banned on YouTube for that.
Yeah, and you're still banned on YouTube too. We actually, so one thing I'll say. Wait, I want to finish this point.
Yeah,
one thing I want to say that's positive about that is, bro, if Kamala won, that would absolutely not be the case right now. I know from even the Nelk videos we upload, like YouTube is kind of, they're now forced in a corner where, of course, they're following the money. Like you saw Zuck bring on Dana White on the board and stuff like that. But one positive we've definitely got out of that was all these platforms were forced to follow the money, and they're forced to kind of support free speech.
But Sneako, after Kyle,
I've noticed that firsthand being a creator.
After Kyle goes in, I want to just mention one more thing. You're forgetting the fact that everyone thought, after how bad all the Biden TikToks, all the Biden is too old, everyone expected a continuation of Biden's America with Kamala. So I think that made it a little bit easier for Trump, as everyone's expecting, Kamala's just going to continue Biden's fucking presidency. So I feel like it was very hard at that point to support the Democratic Party.
I don't know how much you can give credit to Trump for free speech. I mean, he has been deporting students with student visas that are saying free Palestine. Across college campuses, you're seeing students they're being deported, not for committing crimes, but for criticizing Israel.
I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point. I was referring to personal experience from being a creator, and I've dealt with like being censored since the beginning. So I've just noticed, as being a creator, I think this is the best it's ever been. In my opinion.
But for the rest of the country, that's not the case.
Sneako.
I'm still banned. I'm still banned across social media. Part of the reason why I was hoping if Trump...
Yeah, but you love that shit, low-key.
Love being banned? Absolutely not.
You love to announce I'm banned, I'm banned, I'm banned, I'm banned.
Sneako tells birds at the bar that he's banned on YouTube. That's your line. You
Last time we went out, I'm not gonna say where we were, but I know you were saying, yeah, I'm banned. I'm a badass. All this shit. Like, I'm not gonna say what you said.
No, go ahead. You can say.
No, I don't even remember.
He's like, I'm banned, and I'm also an interior designer.
Yeah. Playing both sides.
No, I mean,
playing both sides.
I speak about being banned because I know what it's like to be in this position, and it's not. I mean, life isn't fair, but it makes no sense that Netanyahu you could literally be a war criminal, but if you criticize Israel, you get banned everywhere.
Wait,
why is
Sneako.
a war criminal allowed on websites that I'm not allowed on? If you see that, I say this to wake people up to, okay, where is the control really? Who is
I agree,
really
but
in
you
control?
also. I'm not defending anything that you said, but you did say you said some crazy shit about about gays. Like historically, you've said some crazy shit. I'm not gonna get into all that. We know this.
Your F-bomb count's probably crazy.
Yeah, don't act dumb. But you've said some crazy shit.
But he's in the Guinness Book of World Records for F-bombs.
Yeah,
probably.
we know you've said some crazy shit.
Let's not act when the camera's not off that every YouTuber's not dropping the F-bomb. Come on, we're all saying F slurs.
You choose to say it when it's rolling. But yo, Sneako, you didn't respond to my point about would you agree that a lot of people did not want to continue Biden's America? And probably fucking you as well.
But I'm not even sure at this point, seeing how much Trump has failed with Epstein. He's done a
I'm
terrible
saying
job.
before Trump, pre-Trump, would you agree that most American voters did not want to continue that presidency?
How is Trump's second term any better than Biden's America?
It does not matter. What I'm saying is before Trump was elected, were you not one of those people that were like, yo, I cannot continue Biden's America?
I needed somebody that was at least coherent, if we're looking now, I don't see how Trump's been any better. I do want radical change.
Hindsight's always easier. Yes, I do agree with you that a lot of the things that Trump did preach, he's gone back on. It's unfortunate, but it's reality. I agree with you. I agree with you. I'll tell you this, Sneako. Sneako, I'll say this. For a guy that campaigned so hard about the Epstein files and now releasing the Epstein files to now advocate against that, it is a little weird. I will agree with you on that.
Embarrassing. He had people jumping up and down with the binders, and now he said on Truth Social, if you still want the Epstein files released, I don't want your support. He's alienating people and dividing people on this issue. And they're texting or vaping, I don't know. You guys have a
Sorry, I'm actually actively working. I'm actually actively working on
the pro-Palestinian.
On getting the guest.
Yes.
I'm texting my boy Bilal Muhammad. I think he's going to be the guy to really help us get the best person, because I follow all his shit that he posts.
Bilal Muhammad's great, man. He's one of my favorite fighters. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a great one to have.
Yeah, so I think he's going to help us get someone too. I just want to make sure we get someone, really good.
Wait, speaking of band name, why is my name banned in your chat? They're saying.
I don't think it is.
I don't know.
What?
The band guy.
What?
No, you're good in our chat. Don't try and do some bullshit. Brand risk in the chat. Sneako.
It is banned. What the fuck?
Well, unban it. Sneako should be able to be banned.
You guys do that?
Masad!
It's Masad.
They kissed the wall and then banned Sneako's name. Unbelievable.
So Hasan.
No, they're spamming stars on purpose.
Yeah,
Hasan
wants to come back in. So yeah, I feel like we got cut short. He wants to come back in. What do you think about Hasan?
All right.
Last words. What do you think about Hasan?
I mean, we've had a back and forth for a lot of years. I think that he does well in the Palestine issue.
Oh my God!
I'm not a socialist. I think you guys should
Shameless.
press him on that. I want to hear what you guys think about
Which part?
Socialism.
Is he more of he's a Bernie Sanders socialist guy?
Yeah, I mean, socialism has never worked in the history of the world, and now they want to bring it in America.
How the fuck?
But
Wait, Hasan's a socialist?
Yeah.
Hasan's the richest between all four of us.
Bro, my brain's being dragged in so many
Sneako.
different fucking...
Sneako, is that fair? Hasan definitely has the most money out of all four of us.
Hey, Steiny, we're trying to lower the anti-Semitism, and you keep talking about money.
No, I'm just saying, for a socialist to support that when you're the richest guy. It's weird. That's the problem.
There is some, I would love to see you guys question him on that.
All right, well, give us a question to ask him.
I'll
We'll
get
ask
out of
him.
here.
Give us a question to ask him.
When has socialism ever worked?
Oh, God.
Great. Amazing
All right,
question.
No, I like that. Sneako, it's good to see you, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, take it
All
easy.
right, brother. We'll see you soon.
All right, bro. Riyadh Hasan.